Hello and welcome from St. Louis Park Athletic Field. I'm Bruce Oberman along with Keith Williams. And tonight it's the Section 3 5A quarterfinal between the St. Louis Park Orioles and the Bloomington Kennedy Eagles. And for the St. Louis Park Orioles, they come into this game at 4-4. Bloomington Kennedy 2-6. And Keith, one thing we don't see too often is teams playing on back-to-back weeks against each other. So St. Louis Park played Bloomington Kennedy last week and
last Wednesday, actually, matter of speaking. So
right,
it's a really short week.
So it is, and so not even a full week. And Bloomington Kennedy beat St. Louis Park 59-31. So St. Louis Park will look to avenge that loss. In that game, one of the big things to note is Max Simmons carried the ball 24 times for 343 yards, 6 touchdowns against St. Louis Park. So the good news is if you can contain him, you've done a big job to improve from where you were a week ago.
Well, again, the great thing about this game is, again, like you said, the score was 59-31, but Simmons had 343 yards, so you know who their main star and their main back is. So if you can shut him in, box him in, you have a better chance. So playing them last week, sometimes playing a team back-to-back weeks and losing the first game is a benefit to the team that lost. I was watching it with watching with Wayzata and Eden Prairie over the years. So this can be a good thing for St. Louis Park tonight.
And for St. Louis Park in that game, Stafford carried the ball 17 times for 175 yards, Lawson 14 for 61 yards. So St. Louis Park was able to pile up some yards. Romero actually completed 50% of his passes, 13 for 26, 157 yards.
But that big number that you're looking at was those 4 interceptions.
Right, 4 interceptions in that game, and that's something that they're going to have to avoid because that gives Kennedy that great field position.
And get that great field position, and that's probably why that Simonson had so many yards, because you give him a short side of the field, he can do big things, and especially 6 touchdowns, like you said before, 24 rushes, 341 yards, had to be a huge night for him. So it had to be a battle of field position that game for Jefferson.
Great night for football, temperature in the low 50-degree range. Surprisingly, though, not a big crowd here for St. Louis Park. As we've seen this season, they've been filling up the stands, and having a section game at St. Louis Park, we thought we'd come in and see the stands full, and now you could almost
I thought it was too early.
Right. Starting to come a little bit later, but again, World Series game going on tonight, so maybe some
Tuesday night, school night, things like that, so all those things play into a factor tonight. Excuse me, I said Jefferson, I meant Kennedy, sorry.
Jefferson actually the number 1 seed in this section, and Kennedy the number 6 seed. So it's seed number 2 St. Louis Park against number 6 Kennedy. Top seeds or St. Louis Park's number 3. So. And the kickoff bounces out of bounds, so we're going to see good field position to start the game.
45, 40, 35.
I think they'll put it at the 35.
35.
That's not bad, where we've seen St. Louis Park kick the ball.
Yeah.
We've seen other teams start closer to midfield, so.
And again, the key, Bruce, to me, the key tonight is having Stafford, their number 1 middle linebacker, spy that running back. If they can spy that running back, get some pressure on him, squeeze him, and keep him contained, I think they have a good chance tonight on defense.
So Max Simmons, number 20, watch him, the quarterback for Bloomington Kennedy, Matt Fine. And Simmons in the backfield. And goes to Simmons, and the Orioles give up nothing on that play, maybe even a loss of a yard.
And that's what we talked about right away. That's what we talked about. Everybody get to the ball, put a lick on that guy. It'll wear him down a lot sooner, and, then they'll probably have to change up their game plan. Good defensive stand by the Orioles coming out.
Xavier Lawson in on that play, along with
about 9 other players.
Yep. Fine, rolls to the near side, looks, lets one go, and it's dropped.
Right off the fingertips.
Yeah, that was number 1, DePriest Eisenberg.
It was this little quarterback rollout, change it up a little bit, and just went right off his fingertips.
It was a good throw, and looked like Eisenberg should have had that ball.
And it sounds like while you're seeing the things out there on the sidelines and from the players out there is that they know what's going on. And again, a good thing for them, short week, studying the film from their mistakes, and hopefully they can build off of that for this game.
Matthew Fine, 10 of 23, 137 yards in the last game against the Orioles. Now put into a passing situation, although when you have a runner like Simmons, who's averaged 200 yards in his last 4 games, see if they throw a screen pass.
Oh,
and it was to Simmons, and it's broken up nicely by Ron Brown, number 30.
And Ron Brown, and what they did is Simmons got caught up in the middle there. If you watch this play, he got caught up in the middle there. Couldn't get out on the full screen. And great job by the Orioles. A nice defensive stand, 3 and out.
What a great start for the Orioles. Couldn't ask for anything better for them. And well, I'm not sure, Keith, they have a 3rd down.
Well, they got a penalty, so I don't know if they're declining the illegal man downfield. So I don't know if they're declining the penalty or not right there. They declining it, so they'll punt this one away.
No brainer on that one.
Yeah, exactly. And they got the stud Stafford back on the punt return. I like that look.
Eisenberg to do the punting. And now he's going to run with it. Eisenberg has some room, comes to the near side, and he's short of the 1st down.
And I don't understand why Kennedy would do with that in the beginning of the game. Now they gave St. Louis Park a short side of the field. It just doesn't make sense to me. Punt the ball away, let your defense go on the field, do some things. Now you give the Orioles the ball on the short side of the field. Just doesn't make sense to me, Bruce.
And you got to give a lot of credit to the defense. They weren't fooled on that play. They knew where Eisenberg had to go, and it wasn't like a 6-yard gain. It was more of a 11-yard play. So
yeah.
So now the St. Louis Park Orioles will start on offense. Romero.
And those kind of plays that could come back in the end of a game and haunt you.
This is Stafford. Stafford averages close to 10 yards per carry. This time he stacked up at the 41-yard line after a gain of about 2 yards.
So as you say over there, Stafford had 17 rushes for 175 yards in the last game they played against Kennedy. So, you know, it should be a good battle tonight for these guys on both sides of the ball defensively.
Expect a lot of scoring in this game, as we've seen. Both teams have given up a lot of points on defense this season. Man in motion, and the handoff is Stafford. Stafford broke 1 tackle, and now he's going to go down after a gain of another 2 yards.
And he actually didn't go down.
Straight up. He's got that straight up running style.
He's just such a big, powerful, strong. And the great thing right now, they're going no huddle, Bruce, to keep the defense on his heels, and it's probably a good look for these guys right now.
Romero, and the give to Stafford. Stafford breaks the tackle and gets close to the 1st down. He's got it as he's in over the 30-yard line to the 29.
And I'm liking this game plan for St. Louis Park. They're going no huddle right now. It gives the defense no chance to regather themselves, catch their breath. They got to get right back on the ball and run a play.
So they call 3 plays to Stafford's direction and a 1st down for the Orioles. Figure we've got a big guy in Stafford, and you stop him. Show us you can stop him, otherwise we're going to keep running him.
I agree.
Especially after 4 interceptions by Romero. Now he's going to try a screen pass. Looks to Stafford, comes to the near side. Now he gets into trouble, breaks a tackle, and stays on his feet.
Wow.
And gets about the 26
I think he gets back to almost to the back to the line of scrimmage. He ran for about 30 yards just to get back to the line of scrimmage on that play.
They're actually going to call it a 2-yard gain on
wow.
that one. So.
Run to 50 to get 2.
He kept running into gold and white, but they weren't making the tackles on him, so he bounced off and keep going.
Got to wrap up, boys. Got to wrap up.
Man in motion is Smith. And the give to Smith on the end around, and he is taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
And I've told you about this play, Bruce. I just really don't like it for St. Louis Park. That is called a jet. You know, we call it a jet, where he comes around. You need a guy who's going to run downhill and be aggressive. You can't bounce outside and shut your feet down. You got to get there, get north and south, and get what you get.
Yeah, Brendan Hobbs, the junior, making the tackle on that play. wrapping them up and not allowing anything. So now St. Louis Park in a passing situation here from the 30-yard line where it's 3rd down, 12 yards to go. Stafford will go in motion. And the pass across the middle,
wide open.
It's complete. Couple nice moves.
Nice job
by the Michael Howard, number 5, the wide receiver, sophomore, and a first down for the Orioles. And again, a lot of room in the middle of the field for Howard that time.
Nice little play action. Get Stafford, have him decoy a little bit, throw it across the middle of the field, pick up a first down. Great job, St. Louis Park.
Great throw, too.
Yes, absolutely.
Romero. Fake to Lawson. This is Romero. He's got a lot of room. Cuts towards the end zone. Spin, and he's in.
Touchdown. Little quarterback option there. And again, it's one of those things we talked about earlier. Bruce said having to play a team that you just face back-to-back sometimes is tougher for the guys who won the first game because the guys who lost to study, figure out their mistakes, pick it up. And what we see right now by the St. Louis Park Orioles is that they're figuring some things out they didn't figure out last week. Great job, Orioles.
Romero with 10 rushing touchdowns. This is 11th this year. Now they're going to try the extra point here, which
we haven't seen all year.
No. They did against Kennedy.
And it's good. Oh, no.
Wide right.
Wide right.
Xavier Lawson. Definitely have the distance on that one.
Exactly. What I say is I'm going to the soccer team looking for the best kicker they have on their team and put him on my team next year. Has to be one somewhere out there.
If I didn't get a chance to go see Kennedy because we were covering the Vanille game.
Yeah.
I did notice they did get some extra points last week, and so that was like new to me. I'm like, they must have switched their strategy a little bit. So we've normally seen like Warner kick off, and I think they're switching it up a little bit. Malik Gray's. Watch for number 1, DePriest Eisenberg. That's a nice kick. Great kick. Takes Eisenberg back to the 1-yard line. Eisenberg gets ahead of steam. He's got room. One guy to beat is the kicker, and he's got him beat.
Wow.
That's going to be a 99-yard touchdown.
Wow.
So it's big plays that can hurt you.
Eisenberg, wow. And you just don't want to see, if you're going to give up some points, you don't want to give them up on special teams like that, especially a 99-yard kickoff return, Bruce. You just don't want to see that.
That's a great play by Eisenberg to fill that ball, because typically when that ball's going over your head at the 1-yard line, you got to be careful. And
he was, if you look at that play, he was on the 1-yard line.
Right. Well, just as St. Louis Park had a little momentum, that's the killer. Turns it back into.
And again, it's just one of those things where, you know, guys have to stay in their lanes, be disciplined in order for stuff like that not to happen.
Extra point is good. Josinski. Keith, what, as a defense, it's early in the game, so the defense doesn't get tired yet, but when you have a special teams touchdown, now the offense comes back on, defense back on the field. Does that wear down a defense at all? Or?
It doesn't wear down the defense because it all depends who you're putting on your special team, especially on kickoff return. And obviously, they really didn't have to do much on that play because none of the guys filled their lanes, and it was pretty much an open field downhill run for them. So now defense is going to go back on the field and do their job. Our offense got to go back on the field and do their job. And track stance. Oh, and an onside kick. Stafford.
Well, that was a great place to kick it because Stafford had it. And that's the guy that the Orioles would want to get the ball.
And again,
it almost looks like they had that they put Stafford in a position like maybe they had seen something.
And again, I don't understand what Kennedy is doing. You just come off the field, you just score a big kickoff run. You're giving the St. Louis Park Orioles a short-sighted field game. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
And maybe Kennedy is a team who figures, we scored 59 against St. Louis Park last game. We have an opportunity to put points up pretty easily here.
Well, I'll tell them good luck. I'll take a short-sighted field any day.
Romero is going to take it again. Cuts outside. Romero has the outside, finds an opening, gets down to the 20-yard line.
Again, short-sighted field. I'll take it any day.
Well, Romero did a great job that time, Keith, following the blockers.
And what he did the same thing. The last play that we seen him score a touchdown is called a quarterback option. He either has an option to give it to the quarterback or running back or keep the ball. He keeps it. And if you notice on that edge, Stafford had a huge block. Didn't block him in the back, had a huge block, pinned the guy inside, and Romero was able to cut outside for the big run.
Now we got Lawson in the backfield. And the give to Lawson. Lawson
rumbling and bumbling.
Spun and ended up going backwards across the 10-yard line, very close to the first down. They're going to call it at, looks like around the 11. 2nd and 1. Orioles hurry up. The give to Lawson. He should have the first down here.
And you've seen this a few times. You've seen this in NFL games where they go that no huddle right away, get on the line of scrimmage, doesn't give the defense a chance to gather themselves, pick up the first down. Great job, Orioles.
7-6, still 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Like you said, this is probably going to be a high-scoring game tonight the way this tempo's going.
Romero calling the signals. In motion is Stafford. Rolling to the right. Fakes the throw. Romero should probably just throw this one away, and he does.
Flag. It has to.
Looked like Austin Nelson in the corner of the end zone, the intended receiver.
It's a hold on the Orioles. .72 holding.
So tough when you're inside the 10, you've got your running game going, and then you go with the pass, and now you get a 10-yard penalty. It's going to make it that much tougher.
Well, it's always one of those situations. The quarterback holds the ball a little too long. One of the guys got to hold his block a little too long, and 9 times out of 10, you got to get a holding call there, Bruce.
This brings it back to the 20-yard line. So first down, goal to goal from the 20. Romero looks to the sideline now. Barks out the signals with Lawson in the backfield. And this is Romero. He rolls. He's got room. Gets to the 10, 5. Gets inside the 5-yard line.
Nice run by Romero.
Sort of the play that's worked so far here in the first quarter.
And the great job by Romero is he tucked the ball. He acted like he was going to throw it because he got Stafford on the sideline. Pumps him, goes with him, and he guns down the field. Great play by Romero tonight. He's playing great football right now, Bruce.
As we've mentioned throughout the season, Romero only a sophomore. He'll be back for 2 more years, so that's great.
That's great news for the Orioles.
Oh, they're going to throw this one. Stafford, and he's got it.
Nice touchdown by Stafford.
That was a good catch, but a good throw because the defender, Chris Marks, the linebacker, had Stafford, but just a step short, and the throw had to be in the right spot.
And as we call that, he got mossed. Jumped over him a little bit. We call that the mossed. Great catch, great throw.
See if the Orioles try and go for 2 here to get the 7-point lead back. This time they have Smith in the backfield. And the give is to Smith. Pushing his way forward, and he's not going to get it. Orioles, that's one thing we've seen is they've really struggled on their extra points and so far this season.
It's a personnel thing, Bruce. I'm just going to be honest. It's a personnel thing. I'm going to put a Stafford or Lawson back there to get, if you're going to grind in the middle, you want to put one of those big boys back there who can truck through the line and get those 2 points for you.
But again, you look at the score now, it's 12-7, and that makes a big difference as the game goes on. Missing a point here, missing a point there.
Especially when you know Kennedy has a good, they have a good kick, as we've seen so far, has a decent kicker making this extra points. So like you said, Bruce, that can come back to haunt you in the long run.
But let's not be negative with the Orioles.
Hey,
great
it's 12-7.
Start. That's right. High kick. Fielded by that man. Here we go again, Keith. Coming to the near side.
Yep. Contain, 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 guys. Contain, contain, contain.
That's Nathaniel Eckerson with a nice return. Getting the ball to close to the midfield area at the 44-yard line, where now the Eagles will start.
And if I'm a special team coach for St. Louis Park Orioles, I'm telling these guys, stay in your lanes. Do your job.
Well, we saw squib kicks earlier on in the season. Now they're getting the ball up in the air, but Simmons in the backfield. Option keeper by the quarterback.
And nice job.
Matt
Way to stay home. So you see Kennedy try to change up a little bit, do that little quarterback option. Didn't work out too well for those guys.
Lawson in on the tackle for the St. Louis Park Orioles.
Not much action from Max Simmons so far in this game, Bruce.
Should mention Lawson, the leading tackler coming into this game, 49 tackles. So I think we may see Simmons here. Man in motion, and this is Simmons. And another great job by the Orioles.
Nice tackle by 68. And Lawson there again with another tackle.
Right.
I think what the defensive coordinator for St. Louis Park told Lawson was, that's your spy. That's your read. That's your spy.
And then you had Joe Warner on the inside of the line doing his job too, slowing him down. So this time empty backfield, back to pass. Fine, under pressure, cuts inside. Now
he fumbles the ball.
And let's see who has it.
Park has the ball.
St. Louis Park football. Coming out of the bottom of the pile, looks like number 71 had it. I think that time Fine was just trying to pick his holes a little bit too much and
didn't have
dropped
a
the
good
football.
grip on that football.
Again, it's not too brisk of a night, so players should still be able to have a good grip on that football. Orioles great field position right at midfield. Back to pass, Romero. He's got a screen set up to Stafford. Cuts inside, now throws incomplete.
Had a wide open target right in the middle of the field, just overthrew him just a little bit.
Yeah, that's Ty Benny who cut open and really a great job by Romero to extend the play.
Yeah, did you see him? He ducked underneath the guy.
If you miss, we're dead. There's someone outside of you because we're in orange. Look, you got to come and aim at that top shoulder. Don't overrun it. Pitch him in so you can make him go inside. All these people that's going to be sweating inside. All right? Orange, you guys got to be
back to pass again. They throw the screen. This is Stafford. He's got some room to run. He cuts inside, but he's pulled down.
And great block by number 14 and number 2 out there on the edge for Stafford. That was a great job of those guys maintaining that block on the outside so he can get out there and almost pick up the first down.
Well, and a great job by the defensive end, Grant Johnson, pulling him down, preventing the first down on that play. Number 81, as you see, grabbed him from behind, was able to get enough of the sleeve
just a little bit
on the jersey. That's not textbook tackling, but it worked.
Yes.
See, this is Romero with the keeper. He has the first down, makes a step to the left, and gets inside the 30 down to the 27. Nice run that time by Romero, and a late flag.
And just a dumb penalty by number 2 on the St. Louis Parks. Just late
Smith.
penalty. Smith, nice of just a late dumb penalty. Great, picked up the first down, came back, checked the guy backwards.
Well, the question is this going to be
That'd be from
after the
spot.
first down? Right. That was way after the end of the play here.
Way after the end of the play. You'll see him come in right there. Just no need for that in this game. I'm sure he's getting an earful from the
because
coach.
it's after the play, is it a first down and then a penalty, or is
It should be a first down still and then a penalty.
So personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct on Smith.
They moved the chain, so it's a first down.
So first down, now back at the 43-yard line. 3:22 left to go, and the handoff.
Hand
This
off
is
to Stafford to the edge.
Go Stafford as he gets outside
Wow,
and is pulled
nice
down
job.
at the 20.
Wow. Let me tell you something, Bruce. I don't know what the offensive coordinator, what they've seen on tape versus Kennedy again. But, looks like it's coming back for another hold.
Yep, you're right.
But they're drawing up some plays today that we haven't seen them run before, and they're doing a great job. Just got to get away from this holding penalties.
Well, that was called way on the far side, and I just wonder if that was after Stafford was already broke into the open field, and that's where the Orioles have to be a little smarter.
Yep.
They're just walking.
Lawson on the hold, they said.
So Orioles keep going backwards. The Orioles are racking up a lot of yards in this game. They're just getting getting called backwards.
Yep. This guy's got to just stop holding and just.
There's a pass over the middle, and it's
a nice job
broken up.
By number 43,
that's
Hobbs.
Brendan Hobbs again in the middle. So pass intended for Austin Nelson.
Just got in the passing lane, got his hands up. Nice deflection down by Hobbs.
Just right here, you see the fake play action pass, and then Hobbs. And that's that middle of the field that's been open so far in the first quarter. Second down, 13 to go, and now we're going to get another false start on the St. Louis Park Orioles.
Just keep going back.
Yeah, they're down to the 30-yard line, and now they're going to be on the other side of the midfield mark.
And this is the first time they've been on this side of the field the whole entire game, and it's due to penalties.
This is where the Orioles, you get into these long second and 18s. This is where Romero, has to be careful not to throw that interception. So I'd say the way you're running the ball, you can still take a few try run play here.
Exactly.
Rolling, Romero, and throws.
Just right through the hands of Stafford. And Stafford knew it, pat himself on the helmet. Easy catch, easy throw and catch.
That's a play that I don't think would have gone for many
Very
yards.
far, no.
It's just a short out pass, and the defense seemed to cover up pretty good on that play. So,
and you got to always remember, this came back to just a dumb penalty by Smith, and just pushed these guys all the way back and changed the momentum of the game just a little bit.
12-7 Orioles lead with 3 minutes and 1 second to go here in the first quarter. Empty backfield. Now Stafford, the fake. This is Romero trying to get to the near side. Does he have the speed to beat number 8? No. Well, he broke one tackle.
Wow.
And gets down to the 35. What this does is maybe give St. Louis Park now an opportunity to go for it on 4th down. So,
And they're staying on the field.
and the Orioles are going to
Go in the no huddle.
4th down and 1.
And it's good, smart timeout by Kennedy. I don't think they had the right personnel on the field, and I think those guys needed a breath after running around after Romero that last play.
A good job by St. Louis Park to execute a quick play there to force the timeout.
And what was that last play? They were what? 3rd and trillion?
I think it was at least 18 yards.
Yeah. And now 4th and 1, that's an unbelievable play. Romero, like we said, playing unbelievable football tonight.
Well, the question now, do you give it to the big guy Stafford, let him just, get that 1 yard, or do you have Romero, who's been doing a great job following the blockers?
What you don't run is the jet. The one around, right. around. I'm going to give it to Lawson. I'm going to give it to Stafford. I'm going to give it to one of my big guys, or even maybe go hard count to make these guys jump off sides or something.
That's right, Keith. We haven't seen that jet work for 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
And Smith is like frustrated. I think he's coming out. They're like, no, we're not giving you that opportunity to run this play. Romero, see if he does a hard count now. He moves up to the line of scrimmage. Takes it off the left tackle for a 1st down. Nice job right over the left side of the line.
And man, boy, for a sophomore, this kid playing good football in his first game of the section.
How big would this drive be? It's just taking up a lot of time too, and keeping the ball away from the Kennedy Eagles. So
they've been on the field for a long, long time, this defense, and that starts to wear on you, as we talked about in previous games, Bruce. The longer the defense is on the field, the better chances is for the Orioles defense. They'll come out on the field nice and fresh no matter what the situation is right now.
This is Lawson, big hole. Lawson breaks the tackle, gets to the 21.
And the big man just keep moving his feet.
Right. The other thing is when we've seen Kennedy's offense, it's been 3 and out, and then they fumbled after 3. So, and then their only touchdown was on the special teams. So the defense has been on the field pretty much the whole
time. The whole entire first quarter.
Yeah.
They go 3 by 2. Man cover.
This is Stafford. Stafford goes to the outside and a flag again. That comes from a long ways
away from the play.
They're still on this side. Free safety get number 2. But if it was Field, if the Field did it from over there, that's fine. Free safety get number 2.
That's, I think, Coach Wolf is like, how can that, you've got all your officials over on the far side of the field, and it's called by the guy on the near side.
So look, this is wide open.
Wow, that's amazing.
Sort of the same play they ran Stafford where they got the hold before, too. Let's see if we see it here. I don't.
It's that was completely away from the play.
That was on number 11. They may have thought he got his hands in there, but the guy fell. He did not, and that was called by the guy all the way on the near side of the field.
And he can't call it because there's a guy right in front of number 11 who's right there on top of the play.
Yeah, I did not see that penalty, and to be
he
called
has some
from
good eyes.
That official, right?
Who's going to benefit of the doubt? He got some really good eyes.
Here, Keith, you run down the binoculars. Exactly. It's a long ways away to make that call.
You ain't going to have to. You're going to have the drill like the wheels always going to be on the same side. So you just always
and again,
that just keeps the defense on the field a little longer.
5 rubber black. And that can also change the smoke. Right?
From the 25-yard line, Stafford comes in motion. Back to pass under pressure, thrown, complete, but for no gain. A good job by the defense as Lawson taken down right after he caught the football.
So you guys can't let that quarterback escape. Because if he's running for days, and I'd rather that than try to pass the ball.
Nice open field tackle by number 85, Smith.
Back down to 125 here in the first quarter.
And Park's been smart. You know, they're not rushing the ball. The possession of. I wonder what the possession time was from Park versus Kennedy in this first quarter alone.
Back to pass, throwing wide open. Cut to the inside. Here's Stafford. It's going to be hard to catch now.
Wow, Stafford for another touchdown.
25-yard pass play. No flags on this one. What a great drive by St. Louis Park. Having that many penalties, I think
they're on the backside of the they come all the way forward.
Back again, forward, back, and then into the end zone.
And when you see stuff like that, Bruce, it just tells you that momentum right now is definitely on St. Louis Park's side, and they've obviously seen some things in the last film session in the last game and playing an unbelievable game, like Tuesday night of football.
And we're going for 2. Romero looks for an opening. Now he's going to throw the ball in the back of the end zone. And it's Benny for Austin Nelson for the 2-point conversion.
And they get that point back. And again, the time of possession for the St. Louis Park Orioles in this first quarter has been a long time.
But now the big play, the best play for Kennedy is that St. Louis Park kicks off.
Yeah, exactly. And again, if we're talking to their special team coach, stay in your lanes.
Kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Let them have it at the 35.
You're better off. Because their two biggest games have been off of kickoffs.
I don't think that's such a bad play to kick it out of bounds and give it to him at the 35.
Or slip kick it, kick it on the ground. Make them have to find it.
Great start for the Orioles in the first quarter. 20 points, 7 for Kennedy. There's that squib again. See, it's Philly at the 25. Let's see where they end up with the football. Right at the 35. So
it's not bad field position. Not bad play.
That was Eckerson with the return, getting out to the 35.
And the great thing about St. Louis Park's defense now is they're coming out fresh, really fresh. They haven't been on the field for a while. Probably a little cold, need to stretch out a little bit.
Well, and so far they've, they've kept the ball out of Max Simmons' hands. He's had a couple carries, and the Orioles have done a great job so far
of containing that guy.
And now they're going to
so you gotta watch out.
Empty backfield.
So now you got to watch out for number 1 going in motion right here.
And the give. And another good defensive play. It's Eisenberg, who's got a lot of speed.
Barely gets back to the line of scrimmage.
What a great job that time. And Zolly Kaplan coming off the tackle and making the tackle. So he was able to shed the blocker and make a nice tackle on that play. From the 35-yard line, Simmons now in the backfield. Have to think he's going to get the football. And he has taken
no doing tonight, baby. It's no doing.
What a outstanding play by Duncan Rayner on that one.
Wow. Sniffing him out.
Had his arms wrapped right around him. And again, if you can stop Simmons at the point of contact and not let him get going, that's going to...
And a great half of football for St. Louis Park. I mean, first quarter of football for St. Louis Park.
So after 1 quarter of play here from St. Louis Park, the score St. Louis Park 20 and Bloomington Kennedy 7. This is the Section 3 5A quarterfinals. Bruce Orman along with Keith Williams as we get ready here to start the second quarter. Again, Orioles have done a great job to contain Simmons in this game. Only touchdown for Kennedy was on the kickoff return. Back to pass under pressure, and he goes down.
And huge play by Kaplan on there.
Valley Kaplan with a great series, making the great defensive play that time, and Fine goes down.
And again, Bruce, it's one of the things that we talked about again. The defense weren't on the field for a long time in that first quarter. Come out nice, fresh legs, ready to play some football, make a huge 3-and-out stop.
And now you're going to put their defense back on the field
exactly.
again.
Not good.
You know, again, when you have teams like St. Louis Park and Kennedy, you have small roster sizes, you don't have the depth, and so these players
to rotate
get tired.
other players in, and that's a really short kick.
Stay away from it. It's a good roll, but Orioles were smart to just let it go. Down to the 43.
And we've seen this before happen with St. Louis Park even, Bruce. Defense is on the field a long time. They're tired, wearing on them. Now you're going to put Romero and these guys back on the field again versus tired defense. Should see good things happen for Park.
Hey, Smith is lining up to, are we going to see this jet play here? He's lining up over here to the near side.
Don't do it.
Nope, back to pass. Thrown.
Oh,
Complete.
dropped by Benny. Or Nelson.
Nelson, yep.
Awesome Nelson. You know, bet you he wants that one back. Don't feel bad, buddy. I've seen a lot of NFL players drop that same ball and wonder how they can do it.
Orioles have a lot of confidence in Romero's passing in this game to be able to throw on first down there.
Absolutely. Way he's playing, he can pretty much do anything he wants this game, Bruce.
Michael Howard lines up to the near side along with Smith. And they send a man in motion. They're going to try a screen pass. This is Stafford. Stafford gets by one guy, cuts in. Let's see if he has the speed to get there. 15, 10, 5.
Touchdown, Park! And he is on fire tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Stafford is on fire. Got to the edge. Great play. Unbelievable. Again, we're talking about, we'll say it again, Bruce, you're talking about a tired defense that's on the field right now. And Kennedy, the Kennedy Eagles are shocked right now. They can't quite believe what's going on.
Yeah, 57-yard screen pass. It's sort of that bubble screen is.
Stafford, I've watched this guy since the beginning of the season, and all he's doing is getting better and better. Last game, like we said, he has 17 rushes for 175 yards, and he has 3 touchdowns tonight. Boy, oh boy.
And back to pass. Romero throws in the corner. It's a lob. I think he got pushed, though. No.
He had number 5 wide open. Why didn't he throw it there? Backside.
So the Orioles come up a little short on that extra point again. But a 19-point Oriole lead. Here's Stafford once again. You know,
Great blocks from an edge.
because you broke the tackle, had to come inside, and then had to split back outside and get that full head of steam going.
And again, he's just a big, strong kid. Like I said earlier, in the red zone anywhere with Stafford, I'm going to take my chances. Again, back on special teams, just not let the big happen. You know they have an unbelievable return game. Kick this thing shorter out of bounds.
Should mention the wind pretty much just a crosswind in this game. Oh, this one went straight up in there. Keith, this is again why when you're
the ball down the dang field.
When you're struggling like that, just kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what they're trying to do on special teams, but that made no sense to me whatsoever. It's the same thing Kennedy was doing at the beginning of the game where they're giving a short side of the field. You just don't want to do that, especially when you got momentum going your way.
Or you squib it.
Yeah. Kick it on the ground, your chances are better.
Yeah, that one just got off. That was not intentional, obviously, and And
Looked like an onside kick.
right. Yeah, that could have been your kick that you recover, and
Yeah.
it wasn't an intentional onside
Exactly.
kick. Now the refs come over to the sidelines. So fine with Simmons in the backfield. Pair of receivers to the near side. Back to pass. Rolls to the far side. He's got time to throw. Lets it go, but no one's there. He just throws that one out of bounds.
Good containment, good defensive coverage down the field by the Orioles in that play.
You know, Fine didn't even square himself that time. He seemed to be like rolling. He didn't have a lot of pressure behind him and just threw that one away. Interesting how he didn't like start turning upfield a little bit and then
running.
Right.
And that's what we see Romero do in this game. He pump fakes and runs the ball, give yourself some yards on the play.
And some of that may be just the fact that St. Louis Park has applied so much pressure. And
Absolutely.
Back to pass. This is just lob down the far sidelines. It's caught. On his feet. Still on his feet.
And he pushes
And
the
pushed
ball.
down was number 1, DePriest Eisenberg.
And again, what we talked about earlier, if you're going to spy somebody, you're going to spy 20 in DePriest Eisenberg. After seeing him run that kickoff return, you know he has some speed, looking for him downfield.
Yeah, that was a play where
And it's a linebacker. Looks like a linebacker on him, and that's the last guy you want having to cover that guy.
it looked like number 54, Sam Miller, for the Orioles.
And now you got to watch Simmons down here in the red zone, as I'm sure they're going to go to him.
Actually, quarterback.
Nice quarterback keep. I think they're using him more as a decoy this game.
So see if the Orioles defense can come up with a big stand here. Ball at the 12-yard line, second down. Second and goal to goal, so 2-yard loss on that play. Simmons in the backfield. Watch Eisenberg on the near side. They run an option, and this is Fine, keeps it.
A nice job by the defense. With a little quarterback option, decided to keep it.
And the Orioles, as you mentioned, they keeping an eye on Simmons, and I think that time Fine thought that Simmons had someone that was going to be
On him.
and so
And decided to keep it.
we have a timeout on the field.
And again, if I'm the Orioles defensive coordinator, I'm a spy in 1 and 20. Those are the biggest threats on the field for these guys, and see what they can come up with.
St. Louis Park wins this season against Richfield, St. Paul Johnson, St. Paul Harding, and St. Paul Como. So
St. Paul.
So St. Paul. Well, in this season,
I didn't know St. Paul had that many teams.
I think we had a few more. They didn't get into Cretin-Durham Hall, which is a good thing. So. But again, only 4 conference games. They're 1 and 3 in conference in the final West Metro standings. Chanhassen and Chaska finished at top of the 5-1 record in the conference. So it's third down, goal to goal.
Watch a quick slant on my number 1.
Back
Right
to pass.
there.
They throw it and complete for a touchdown.
Hey, watch the
You
quick
call it.
slant.
Good call, Keith. Nate Eckerson.
This is one of those situations where the defensive back was playing too far off. Quick slant to the end zone. Easy catch, easy throw and catch for the Eagles.
Jolosinski for the extra point. He's got plenty of distance, but doesn't have the accuracy.
But again, interestingly enough, you look at this game and you see Kennedy score, but they had 2 big plays in order to get them in, give them the 14 points on the board. And it was by the same player.
So now we get their defense back on the field.
Yep.
Again, we mentioned at the beginning of the game,
Nice.
340 yards by Simmons, and I think he's held right now to about 10 yards maximum here in the.
I know the defense is like, slow down scoring a little bit so we can get our legs back.
Yeah, I think one of the teams will be in the 50s in this game.
Yeah.
Good job. Hey, let him throw down. So you asked for, we got to get off the field.
Anders Jelisinski will do the kicking. There's an onside kick.
And that's legal procedure, and that's
Keith, we've seen them try this trickery again, and that would have given St. Louis Park great field position.
And again, I just don't understand it right now. You do not want to give St. Louis Park the ball on the short side of the field. It's too early in the game to be trying to onside kick. It's too. I know you're trying to get yourself back in the game, but let your defense and let your offense try to get you back in the game right now. The whole trickery thing obviously is not working for these guys.
Well,
right now.
Jelisinski looks like he's got a great leg too if he puts it. And there's a little poocher. Smith takes it heading backwards at the 30. Comes back to the 35, across the 40 to the 41. So good field position now for St. Louis Park at the 41.
Good, another short field.
Late handoff. Lawson is taken down. Good play by DeJuan Smith. And
Stafford's on the
Johnson.
sideline right now taking a little breather, but I would tell him we need you back in the game as soon as you can get back in there. He's a very big, integral part of this offense for these guys right now, and they don't want to lose that momentum going into the halftime.
In motion, here's Smith. And the give to Lawson. Well, that's again where we've seen Stafford be able to break that tackle. They did a good job containing Lawson after a gain of 4. I think because Stafford does play so much in this game, they just have to give him a little bit of a
breather. He
breather.
plays both ways, yeah.
Playing more on offense than defense.
Yeah, 3
in this
TDs
game.
tonight.
Well, we've got a whistle here. It's going to be against St. Louis Park. Smith and Benny to the near side. Back to pass Romero. Looks to the near side. Across the middle. Complete. Benny.
Oh, nice first
And it's a
down.
first
Oh,
down.
and
And
a face mask.
Yep. He got horse collared a little bit there. Face mask, horse collar, you call it.
And that's an extra 15 tacked onto that one.
That's that middle of the field that's been open for the Orioles.
The offensive coordinator, great play calling tonight, and a nice job by Romero. Again, just nice and poised and patient in the pocket, waiting for the guy to get clear to make the catch. Unbelievable job by this sophomore tonight.
So they'll tack this one on to the end of the play. Doesn't look like he's calling the personal foul. Is he calling a 5-yard face mask? It's got to be 15, the way he pulled that one.
5.
No, 5. That one to me was a 15-yarder if you've ever seen it, the way he grabbed the face mask on that tackle. So first down for St. Louis Park. And the give is to Lawson. Gets a nice hole for a gain of about 4 or 5.
4 or 5 yards there. And it's Stafford back in the game yet, still on the sideline.
Up injury for the Orioles. Is this last?
And that's not good because he's been doing such a great job on defense at that middle linebacker position that you hate to see a player like this go down.
Real frustrated, you can see. Again, we'll wait to see the extent of the injury, but it looked like he got bent when he got hit. He sort of got bent backwards. Let's take a look. Right there.
Yep, that knee just got caught underneath him a little bit. Just hope he's all right.
Again, this is a series that Stafford was getting a little bit of a breather, and Lawson was a player that came in that is getting a brunt of the activity while Stafford's out of the game. We'll see as he gets up if he can put any pressure on that left leg. So not wanting to put any pressure on that left leg there. You know, this is could be a big blow for the Orioles. We'll see, Keith, because he's their leading tackler too.
Absolutely.
And he was one of the guys that we mentioned was watching Simmons.
And you hate to see guys like this, Bruce. You hate to see and you know, a tough thing because you got a two-way player like that. You hate to see him go out of the game like that. When he's such unbelievable night, especially on defense.
So I'll bring Stafford into the backfield. Smith in motion. And the give is Stafford. Tries to get outside. Does a nice cutback and is taken down at the 35-yard line. Or else will be about a yard and a half, maybe 2 yards short of that first down. It'll bring up a third down. They run a quick play.
Oh,
There he goes.
And there he goes. Oh.
Stafford was tripped up.
Thank God for shoelaces, baby. Thank God for shoelaces, and that would have been another 6.
Well, you don't want to give a guy a lot of rest because look what Stafford did right there.
Going no huddle again. Smart play by the St. Louis Park Orioles.
And there's Stafford.
And he's in.
Yeah,
He's like, I'll get in this time.
Touchdown number 3 of the game for Stafford.
And that's one of those things we talked about earlier, Bruce. I seen him on the sideline down there. I said, I need my horse in the game.
Stafford says, Simmons, you got 6 touchdowns last week. I got 3 now.
Yes, you got
in the first
3?
half, yes. Park with 32 on the board. I'd say go for 1. The kicker just missed a little wide, but we're going to go for 2 here. Odds are if you miss 1, you hit the next one, you cut up.
Got to try at some point.
How about Stafford? Let him just go.
There's the jet play that didn't work again.
There's your play, Keith.
I would take that one out of my playbook and just throw it in the trash.
You've been saying that for weeks. That's the play that does work, though.
Yes, it does. Give it to your horse and let him power. Again, the difference is you got a power runner.
32 points put up here in the first half, and there's still 6:38 to go.
Yeah. Like you said, Bruce, somebody's going to score 50 points maybe in this game.
I think Lawson's maybe his ankle. They're taping his ankle. It looks like they may be working on his ankle. We'll see.
Maybe I should go down there and talk to the offensive coordinator. That play does not work.
Let's see what the Orioles do here on kickoff duty, though.
Kick it down the field or kick it out of bounds.
Just go for it. Kick it down there. Oh, no, not again.
What are you guys doing? It's my question. I don't understand.
Again, as we mentioned, you kick it out of bounds down the field.
Down the field.
And you got it at the 35-yard line. Here they're giving them great field position again.
I'd really be wanting to talk to their special team coach and find out what is he thinking right about now. you have a better chance of who was kicking at the end of the season, number 68. At least he'd roll it down the middle of the field on the swift kick. That play is just not working. 6 minutes, 38 seconds. I'm not giving you the ball on the short side of the field.
Well, referees are going to move the placement of the ball. That will be interesting to see if Simmons gets a little more running room without Lawson in the game here. This time they have Eisenberg. Out of the Wildcat with Simmons in motion. The give is to Simmons. Gets outside. And Simmons goes down across the 50 at about the 47. That time they run a Wildcat with Eisenberg.
And now you got Ron Brown filling in for Lawson at the middle linebacker spot.
Well, I'm watching Lawson on the near side, and he's putting some pressure on that left ankle. Definitely walking a little gingerly, but trying to walk it off a little bit.
Wow.
Well, look at that push by the Kennedy line. And now we got a rugby match right at the 45.
The refs weren't blowing the whistle anytime soon there.
Definitely got the forward progress and a first down. Clock starts. Big number 88 trying to look at that player. That's Joshua on the near side. They roll to the near side. They look towards number 11. And
wow.
Orioles wanted a penalty.
Holding penalty, big time holding penalty. And they didn't get it. That's terrible. I don't see how the referee misses that call.
They call holding a couple times on St. Louis Park, but no hold call there.
Clearly held him on that play. So I completely understand what the coach is upset about.
Fans all yelling, hold. Ball on the 36-yard line, second down, 1 to go. Simmons in the backfield along with Fine at quarterback. Here's option and the pitch. This is Simmons. Watch out. There he goes. You don't want to let Simmons into the open field. And
that time run quarterback option. They didn't keep contained. The defensive end didn't keep contained. Bounced outside. Easy touchdown for Simmons.
and that's what we talked. You could keep Simmons under wraps.
And that's what we talked about in the beginning of the game, Bruce, is that they got to keep contained on him. They got to keep him pushed in the middle. They keep him pushed in the middle, doesn't do much. Let him get outside the edges, get outside the ends. And, he's a dangerous threat.
And as we mentioned, Mark, the score is 32-13 when Lawson came out of the game.
Yeah.
And again, we're going to see what kind of effect that has on the St. Louis Park Orioles, because Lawson had done a great job helping wrap up Simmons. And
I think that's an integral part of Lawson being on the sideline right now, because I think his job was, if I'm the defensive coordinator for Park, was to spy 41. And when he was in the game, that's all he did, and he played a very good game against Simmons, watching where he was going. And so we'll have to see what Ron Brown could do in there to give the Park some help in that middle part of that field. Again, everybody to understand that the middle linebacker is an integral part of any defensive structure, because without him, he's pretty much orchestrating the defense.
Benny and Boudrum are back for St. Louis Park. They actually have their return guys up on the line in front of them.
They're going to start going away from that blitz.
Here's that short kick. Boudrum takes it. Makes one guy miss.
Did he call a face mask? Come on. This guy over here is making all the plays and everything's away from him.
We got a bench, right? Boom, boom. Now, Ed, you got to take the pitch. So when you come in here, we're expecting that no.
What's the call?
Well, this is
So he has to pitch. Yeah, exactly.
well, you don't really see the officials get too involved in where the crowd gets on the officials in games too much in football. And
Wow.
right
But
now,
this guy is making some unbelievable calls. He's called 2 penalties away from the ball.
they may have just waived it. So
That's why Joe was so
St. Louis Park getting the ball at the 36-yard line. So 32-20, 12-point game now. There's that play, and here comes Stafford.
Oh,
Cuts
there he
inside.
goes again. Stafford, he can go all the way.
One guy to beat.
I gotta beat. And he says, Max Simmons, you got that 6, but I got 4 right now, and I got the 4.
Oliver Flores, the only guy left.
And again, Bruce, what we haven't talked about tonight, we got to give a big shout out to this offensive line, because without an offensive line, these running backs can't get in the open field and make big runs like that. Great job to the offensive line of Park this evening.
And it's that play where Stafford cuts inside and then goes back outside, and they're not containing on the outside.
And like you said, Bruce, we're only in the first half of this football game with 5:25 to go and 38-20. We might going to see another 50-point game tonight.
We don't have a statistician tonight to keep track of all the yards, and I know I
see you
can't.
busy over there with that bin.
Working my fingers and toes. Throw to the far side.
and he
It's
catches
caught. Benny.
Benny. Nice job, Park. Again, can't say enough about Romero tonight, just being patient with his feet, using his eyes, using his legs, and making big things happen for Park this evening. And again, nice job to the offensive line of holding their blocks and letting this guy do his thing.
Well, Kennedy in their losses has given up some big points. They've lost to Park Center 42-7, Cooper 51-7, Jefferson 55-20, Benilde 73-34,
Wow.
Chanhassen 60-35, and Chaska 56-24.
Well, we're on that way again right now, as we can see.
So, but again, St. Louis Park putting up only 31, well, I shouldn't say only, 31 points against Kennedy in their last game at Kennedy. They have 40 points here. We're in the first half. We still have 5.5.
Now kick the ball down the field. Quit doing the goofy stuff.
He's just going down there.
I'm going to go talk to the special teams coach in a second if they do that one more time. I'll tell you that right now. Will Squibb kick it down the field.
There
we go.
Let
Kick
it go out of bounds. Let it go. Okay.
Oh, and he falls. Oh, and a block in the back. No block in the back?
There goes Eisenberg. And he's going to go down right now at the 50.
Wow, and there's a block in the back down here and doesn't even call it. Wow.
Yeah, you know, the coaching staff saw that as well, too.
What is going on here? You can see a play way across the field, but you can't see that simple block in the back. The stripes just around on their side today.
That's okay. If you continue with these big plays,
Exactly.
you can beat the Stripes and the Kennedy Eagles.
Exactly.
We got to give the Stripes still credit. They're working hard out there.
They're working hard. They can't see everything. They're human.
Back to pass, fine. Cuts inside,
Oh!
eludes one tackle, and a great one-handed catch.
And almost had the quarterback on that play there. One step away. Nice catch.
Yeah, definitely. That was a great one-handed catch by Gabriel. Gabriel Sinner.
Now the defense has got to settle down, get back into the game they were playing in that first quarter. No give up the big play. Again, watching Max Simmons out of the backfield, watching Eisenberg, and just doing their thing.
Watch for Nate Eckerson. He lines up on the near side. And the pitch. That's a long pitch to Simmons. And he's got speed, gets outside, and now is tripped up as he gets down to about the 31.
And again, what we're talking about, Bruce, is when you look at this play, those defensive ends have to stay wide. They have to stay home, especially on this quarterback option. And they're not staying home, and Simmons is getting outside of him, and that's what's happening.
And Stafford getting a breather too. He's you got Romero, Stafford, and Lawson sitting together on the bench. Should mention that Lawson has ice around his ankle, so don't think he'll be back here in this, at least the first half. Probably not the game. Timeout, St. Louis Park. 4:07 to go. Keith, you want to recap the scoring? Just kidding.
Touchdown, 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 touchdown.
St. Louis Park scoring first on a 14-yard run by Romero. I'll give it a shot here. That was 6-0. Actually, Kennedy took the lead on a kickoff return, 99 yards by Eisenberg, made it 7-6 Kennedy. St. Louis Park came back on a 5-yard touchdown reception, made it 12-7. I put Romero touchdown pass. Stafford 25-yard reception, made it 20-7. A 57-yard reception by Stafford, made it 26-7. Eckerson, an 8-yard reception for Kennedy, made it 26-13. Orioles then came back. Stafford, 3-yard run, 32-13. Back came the Kennedy, making it 32-20, and then Stafford with a 74-yard run for his 4th touchdown of the game. Fine. Back to pass. Has plenty of time. Throws long. Eisenberg there. And it's
intercepted.
Oh, touchdown.
No. Wow.
What? That was an incredible catch
We got
by
some bad
Eckerson.
eyes up here. Look like an interception to me. He must have taken it right out of his hands. Wow. What a catch. What amazing catch.
We got to look at this one again.
We got to look at this one again. Oh, wow. Just
They
barely
both went up together.
and he came down with it.
Yeah, that was Tavion Malone, who looked like he had the inside position.
And Nate Erickson just comes up with the big catch. Nice pass by Matt Fine.
Again, look at Malone. He was the first guy there, but you see the height of Eckerson going over the top, making the catch.
Maybe he didn't know who to defend.
It's a shootout here.
Yes, it is.
40-27.
And we'll see what Kennedy does now.
Yes. St. Louis Park has to keep moving on offense because the way this Kennedy team is coming back, there's no give up in the
no
Eagles.
kidding.
67 points put up by both teams here in the first half, and still 4:01 to go.
Wow.
And the kickoffs are always interesting. Another squibber. Well, this could be a good return for the Orioles to get to the 49. Boys, special teams, we're going to see, I think we're going to see a different kick game in the second half.
I hope so, because neither one of their kicking games makes sense to me right now.
Kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Exactly.
If you get it at the 35, that's 15 yards better than
Giving it to them at the 49-50.
Well, again, shorter field for St. Louis Park at the 49-yard line of the Orioles. They're going to send Stafford over to the near side along with Michael Howard. In motion is Smith. Keith saying, do not give it to Smith, please, on that play.
And again, Bruce, what I'm trying to say, and I'm not trying to pick on Kennedy, is when you give them a short side of the field, what happens is when this defense is already tired as it is, the last thing you want to do is give the Park team a short side of the field since they're playing so good on offense. That's all.
Well, not only that, if you do stop St. Louis Park, now they're going to be able to punt the ball, and you know, you're going to have tough field position. So, you know, it has not been a field position game at all in this football game.
Especially when you're giving them ball in short side field, it gives them four downs no matter what.
Here's Stafford as he tries to get to the outside. He's going to be brought down on a nice defensive play by Chris Marks.
Now here you are as an offensive coordinator, you want to play a little play action with Stafford. have Romero, since he's been doing a great job down the field with his passing game, and try to open up the passing game just a little bit.
See if that middle is open. Another play that's been that screen pass.
Yeah.
They just throw it out pass. Keep Stafford in the backfield. In motion. Now they're going to throw across field. Smith, can he get by the defender? Does a nice
move by Smith, and he gets the first down. It's nice to see him get a little action. Besides the jet pass, that's a little jet run. Gets on a little bit running back swing and a wide receiver swing pass there.
And there's a lot of air under that ball.
Yeah, a lot of air. Nice way to use his feet and his hands, get the first down.
Smith not to be denied on that one. Here's a give. This is Stafford. And this, if you run Stafford and you've got that muscle going straight up the middle, that's where the defense gets worn down.
Exactly. It's like Shaq leaning on you for a whole basketball game. Eventually wears down that defense.
Kennedy may have to just stay on the field. They may not be able to walk back to the locker room. Halftime here. 2:03 to go. Plenty of time. Could see 3 scores by then. Oh, there's a fake. Romero. A fumble.
And Park gets it back, I think.
And the St. Louis Park recovery by Joe Warner.
Great smart play. We've seen a little play like that last Sunday with the Green Bay Packers. The big guy just jumps on the ball, sees it out there, jumps on it, saves the play, saves the day.
And I don't know who the defender was, but the defender was going right with Warner. But you don't want to mess with Warner.
No, he's a big boy. Sometimes those big boys up front don't get enough credit for what they do out there.
So the clock ticking, 1:32 counting from the 25-yard line. Romero, empty backfield, in motion, and a penalty flag. Most of the flags have gone against St. Louis Park in this game.
False start.
Well, we saw the one series where St. Louis Park had 3 big penalties.
And this penalty right now is something that has to do with Joe Warner and his 2-point stance. I think he's moving a little too early, and that's what the referees are seeing and calling.
Romero, and they send Smith in motion, and Romero will keep it. Romero up the middle, gets to the outside. And it's brought down by a face mask.
Another not smart penalty by the Eagles. Right in front of the referee, he calls that play.
Personal foul this time.
Face mask.
Not going to be the 5-yard variety. This is going to go half the distance to the goal line.
With 59 seconds to go. And again, Bruce, what else can we say about Romero in this first half of the game? The kid's done everything. Quarterback option, pass the ball down the field. He's done everything. And again, as a sophomore, amazing.
A lot of credit, too, to this offensive line. Just done a great job to give them time. They've done a great job blocking for the 3-headed monster, which is now the 2. Here's a pass, incomplete. Boy, he had a lot of zip on that one, intended for Jarrett Walsh. Stops the clock. Or he'll still have 2 timeouts left, so I think we can still see a running play here.
How many timeouts do these guys have left?
2 for St. Louis Park.
Again, not bad to go for a pass and play sometimes when this stops the clock. You don't have to use a timeout. So hopefully your coach, the offensive coordinator for Park, has something dialed up for these guys getting the end zone before halftime. Got to be a big momentum boost for these guys going in at halftime.
Well, the kicker actually practicing for a field goal, but I can't see us trying a field goal.
No. And I think Park gets the ball back in the second half of the game.
In motion, Howard. And the give. This is Stafford. Stafford to the 6. And the Orioles will take a timeout. Well, you still have another timeout. I wouldn't hesitate to give the ball to Stafford again here.
Well, he's there on the 1 yard line right there.
I think they're on the 6. Or 2 yard line. Sorry, Keith. That's that extra point territory.
Exactly, and here's the thing. You know, again, you have Stafford back there, big powerhouse, running back. Lawson's out of the game. Give the kid the ball. Tell the offensive line we're going to get a push to the middle. Kid goes in for his 5th touchdown of the night, catching up to Max Simmons slowly but surely, and it's only first half of the football game.
You just joined us. You didn't miss anything. 40-27. 67 points put on the board here by both teams here.
This is
in the
where I'm
first
bringing
half.
the extra tight end.
Yeah, this isn't the final score. This is still second quarter. Let's see if Romero steps up to the line. No, he's going to run out of that formation. And he's going to take it himself. He's got room, and he's in.
Romero.
Oh, penalty. Penalty flag is going to be a hold on St. Louis Park again. Let's see if we see a hold here. 72.
72
Well,
maybe.
he got off.
Wow, that's a.
What?
I don't know. That's one of those close ones. I don't know if I call that one. I don't know if I agree with that necessarily.
Well, St. Louis Park has had a lot of adversity from the officials, but they've overcome it. Let's see if they can do it again.
A lot of points, a lot of flags I've seen tonight. A lot of points, a lot of flags.
See if maybe Stafford goes out for a pass here. Keep him in the backfield. Fake, back to pass, lob for Smith. He's there. Oh, off his fingertips. That was thrown in a great spot.
He has to catch that one. He has to come up with that one. That's one he has to have. Great pass by Romero, right in the basket. He has to come up with this play.
Well, now let's see if the Orioles go for it. They will. They will not attempt a field goal here. .23 seconds remaining. Trips to the near side. Watch for Stafford. Romero back to pass, has some pressure. Throws it, no one there. The only player there was Smith, and that was thrown way too high. One of the rare misses by the Orioles in this game. That
Yeah, he got trips to one side, thought he could get single coverage on the backside, and it just didn't work out. And that's unfortunate to be that far down in the red zone and come up with 0.
Here's where the Orioles have to be careful, because Simmons with that breakability speed, and you don't want to give up that big run here at the end of the.
You don't want to give up that big run, and you definitely got to keep your eyes out for Eisenberg. He's their big threat down the field. You want to make sure that you know where he's at and keep him contained.
And a timeout by St. Louis Park, and I think that's probably a good call by the coaching staff here. Make sure you're in a prevent type of a defense here.
Yeah.
Still a small crowd for, we mentioned, for a section game here. And again,
Especially such a great game.
This has been a phenomenal game and phenomenal season by the St. Louis Park Orioles, who did not win a game all last year and are 4-4 this season and have played some really good football. So, Coach Ben Wolf doing an outstanding job and his coaching staff with this team this season. Again, Orioles have to be careful here. And they put Stafford.
You see Eisenberg inside. Just want to make sure.
Stafford standing back at the 30-yard line. That Simmons almost tripped up, but good containment by the
And
Orioles.
they keep him out in bounds, and that's even better.
Yeah, good tackle that time made by number 54, Sam Miller. And a great first half for the St. Louis Park Orioles as the crowd that is here giving them a standing O. So Keith, for St. Louis Park, you go into the locker room and again, you got a 13-point lead. That's only a 2-score lead. And you know this Kennedy team can score in a hurry, so you got to get your team, your offense, just say keep moving forward. Like
keep on moving forward, and the defense again. Their key matchups right now is, run that option and make sure that you keep Simmons contained and watch out for Eisenberg because he's a threat coming out as a wide receiver. Big threat, as you can see on the kickoff return and that pass downfield to him to get both of those scores for the Kennedy Eagles that first half.
So we're through one half of play. Winner of this game goes on to play Minneapolis Southwest in the semifinals. Here's their score at halftime. St. Louis Park 40, Bloomington Kennedy 27. Stay with us.
This could be a bicycle. Or a bat. This could be a robot. Or an airplane. This could be a playground. This could be a book bag.
Or a soccer ball.
This could be a book. This could be beautiful.
This cannot be trash.
This can all be recycled. Learn more at thiscouldbe.org.
Bruce Homer along with Keith Williams, 40-27 our score after one half of play. And yes, it's getting close to bedtime, Keith.
Yes,
that was
it is.
a long first half.
A long first half, 40-27, 67 points in the first half. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the second half of this football game.
What an exciting first half of play. A lot of activity. If you like high scoring and not defense,
Not much defense, but a lot of offense.
Right. Great first half, as we mentioned, by Romero and Stafford, both doing a great job. And Lawson coming in on crutches with ice on his ankle, so he's out for the rest of this game.
Which is a big loss for the St. Louis Park Orioles because he was playing such a great job in that first half of the game. So they're just going to have to fill in, suck it up, dig deep, and do what they got to do. I think they got Ron Brown in for him, a sophomore, filling that middle linebacker position for him. So hopefully they can do some big things with that kid out there now.
Something else we're going to look for is how are these teams going to kick off differently, because they're going to kick a lot here in the second half. We've seen a lot of kickoffs in this game. We haven't seen many teams start from deep in their own territory at all. I think the worst starting position has been the 35-yard line.
Exactly, and that's because the ball went out of bounds.
There's a long
there
kick.
we go.
This is trouble, too. This could pin the Orioles deep. Well, that's definitely, we haven't seen anyone start from inside the 20 or 10-yard line.
Exactly, and that's what we talked about they needed to do in the first half. You got a good kicker. The kid's made every one of his extra points tonight. Give them an opportunity to kick the field down the field, make them short with us. They have to drive down the field and actually earn scoring a touchdown.
Well, and here's where both coaches go into the locker room at halftime and they figure out what can we do differently, because it isn't working really for either team defensively and or the kicking game, and we've already seen one adjustment at halftime.
And I think the kicking game has been the biggest part of this, and obviously defense, like we talked about earlier.
Romero, this is a give to Smith. Smith goes backwards, and now he fights to get back to the line. That's did he fumble?
No, they call it the ball. It was down by contact with the ground. But again, it's another one of those things, if I'm Coach Smith, I don't like it. North and south, no reason to go backwards. Get what you can get instead of losing a yard and also almost fumbling the ball.
Well, Orioles have injured player. It looks like Smith is going to come out. So now the Orioles are down to really one running back. So Stafford. Smith holding his left wrist. And now Stafford with a very short gain. And you can hear the crowd on the Kennedy side, which is probably just as big of a crowd as on the St. Louis Park Orioles side. And they're getting
look
fired
like the
up.
adjustment that Kennedy's made on their sidelines took a playbook, a defensive play out of Park's first half defense, and that's keying on Stafford, you know, with a short gain. Knowing that guy just killed you for what? How many touchdowns he have in the first half?
Stafford had 4.
4 touchdowns? Yeah, my key is going to be on.
Could you say a big play in this game is right now for the St. Louis Park Orioles? They wanted to give the momentum back to Kennedy. The ball's deep in their own territory. 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Man in motion. This is Romero. Cuts inside. He's been able to break some tackles, but it's going to be short of the first down as he gets down to the 16. So Orioles with their first punt of the game. And Stafford will do the punting. Nathaniel Eckerson will stand back at the 50-yard line. Oh, Stafford with a fake, takes off. Stafford breaks a tackle and gets to the 29.
Wow, I didn't see that coming. Hey, St. Louis Park pulled out all the tricks tonight.
That was all Stafford on that one. He was stopped behind the line, and that could have been, again, trouble for St. Louis Park.
Yeah, a little trickery out there tonight.
So the Orioles with the first down, and they get the ball from deep in their own territory, and they give. Oh, and there's a late hit on Smith, and there's no call.
And Ken Smith needs to keep, he needs to do a better job on ball security of that ball. Let it go just a little bit early, and that could have been a fumble.
Well, we saw Smith looked like his hand was injured a little bit earlier, and but just tripped up that time. Otherwise, he would have had the first down. So it's going to bring up a 2nd down, 4 yards to go. So important, too, that the Orioles are able to get that first down, to eat some more time off the clock and keep the ball away from this tough Kennedy offense. And the Orioles call a timeout. Offensive coordinator not happy.
A little miscommunication on the sideline. The offensive coordinator weren't very happy with whatever was going on over there.
So the Section 3 5A bracket has Apple Valley playing Washburn. Apple Valley seeded 4th, Washburn 5th. Winner of that game plays Jefferson. And this bracket has St. Louis Park against Kennedy, as we see on the screen here. And the winner plays the number 2 seed, which is Minneapolis Southwest. And we see in Minneapolis Southwest.
They're in the stands tonight.
Scouting the game. On 2nd down and 5, Romero with Stafford in the backfield. Player in motion the near side is Smith. The fake to Smith. Give us to Stafford. Spins, but he is dragged down on a great play by number 35, Richie Jabirian. Third down, 3 now. See if they try that Romero keeper. Quad receivers, the fake, and the quick throw.
Oh,
in the middle,
the quick throw in the middle. Nice job. Great play action. by Romero, and again, kid comes out in the second half of this football play, came in a complete game.
Just a quick hitter over the middle for Austin Nelson, cutting across the middle.
And I think I've only seen Romero throw one bad ball tonight, Bruce. Kid is playing unbelievable football tonight.
And the give is to Stafford.
Stafford loves that cutback. They got to cut off those lanes because he runs that little counter, kills you for at least 5 or 6 yards every time he gets the ball.
And one time 74 yards. Here's a quick pass. This is Smith. Shoots back to the inside. Now spins back out. So Smith made something out of nothing that time.
Get the first down.
Almost looked like cutting to the inside was going to cost him yards.
I
but
thought
he,
so. But kept his feet moving, used his eyes, got the first down, and that's all you can ask for out of the kid right now.
Ooh, Stafford. Well, breaks one tackle, but now he's taken down. Brought down by number 81, Grant Johnson. Stafford tried to turn back the opposite direction, and it's now going to be second down and 13 yards to go. 7.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's the longest spell we've gone without seeing a score.
Exactly. But again, clock is running on Park's side of the ball, pushing the ball downfield. And the more clock they can use in this game, the better for them.
There's a pass wide open, and it's complete. Breaking the tackle, and he is gone. Number 14, Austin Nelson.
Austin Nelson for the touchdown. Wow.
Well,
And
I said we
again-
haven't seen scoring for a while.
And what can you say about this Romero kid? He's doing it all tonight. Using his eyes, feet, legs, everything that he has in his body. He brought it here tonight on this Tuesday night section first game.
That's that play action, fake to Stafford over the middle. Roughing the passer called against Bloomington Kennedy. I think if you could take this on the kickoff, you would take it on the kickoff.
Exactly. Taking it on the kickoff, well, half the distance to the goal. Easy two-point conversion.
Nothing's easy from that conversion standpoint.
You said it, not me.
Yep, so half the distance.
Again, Romero's keeping this ball, or I'm giving it, well, there's Stafford lined up wide. So probably go a quarterback option here. Stafford coming.
Oh, now it's going to be a longer.
I thought it was just a Kyle.
Legal procedure called on St. Louis Park.
Another false start on the offensive line.
Now you have to decide you want to just kick the extra point. Keep the kickers off the field.
Yeah, exactly.
Orioles 1 for 6 on the conversions. Back to pass. Romero thrown over the middle, complete.
Okay, complete. Nice job. Again,
Nelson.
Mr. Austin for the two-point conversion.
And a great throw and a great job by Austin Nelson cutting over the middle.
And Park, it may have helped him by backing him up, gave Romero a little bit more time and get a little more vision on his throws there. So great job by Park once again.
Puts them up by 21 points. So big touchdown, especially when we saw them start from deep in their own territory.
Yeah.
And it was really led by the fake punt.
So I don't know if he's kicking it long, kicking it short, what they got to do. But again, Park's on fire with 48-27 lead right now.
And really, again, Keith, the fake punt. If that doesn't go, all of a sudden Kennedy has the momentum. They have the ball at the St. Louis Park 25, 30-yard line.
Gutsy call by the special teams coach. Thought I was going to have to go down there at halftime, but I guess not. See what they do here on this kickoff.
Oh, another one of those.
There's
But, again,
and it doesn't even stay in bounds.
well, they didn't get that squared away at halftime.
No.
Keith, did you? Speaking about punts, did you? I don't know if you saw the St. Louis game against Seattle.
Yeah, absolutely.
On that,
the reverse, yes.
on the punt.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Absolutely
The return.
amazing.
Again, even the cameras, they punt the ball, and all the players go to the right side of the field. The ball was actually punted to the left, and the defenders were defending on the play, all going to the right side, thinking because they were going to catch the ball on the right.
And the guy's almost in the end zone with the ball before the camera guy figures out what he is. And they have a lot of cameras at those games. So Park's back on defense, see what they can do. Got to look up, got to lead back for Simonson now. Got him on the back. Nice job by Park.
Yeah, Simmons gets it, and we're going to get a penalty flag. This crew has not been afraid to throw the flag. It's going to be a hold called against Kennedy. To the fans' delight. Again, we saw a very long first half with a lot of scoring, but also a lot of penalties, so it prolongs the game.
Again, that first possession by Park, it took a lot of time off the clock, Ruth, in this second, the third quarter. So, again, time of possession way in favor by Park right now.
And the give is to Simmons. Breaks one tackle, but not two, as he's hauled down on a great play. Samaya in on that tackle.
And right now, you got to look for Eisenberg coming out as that wide receiver slot. They've been throwing it to him a lot, making sure that your DBs and your safeties are staying over the top of him and bracking him up on that defense back there.
It's a play where they just sort of almost a quick pass down the field for Eisenberg.
And it's right here.
And
When
he's
you see
got
Eisenberg,
one-on-one coverage.
One-on-one coverage right here. Now put a safety over there.
There's a reverse to Eisenberg. Eisenberg has to go back deep. Now he's going to throw the football wide open, and it's caught.
Wow. And the funny thing, you know what, I just seen that. Did you watch the game last night, Monday Night Football?
Oh, that was
Brown did the exact same play.
Right. Brown went to his right, turned and threw left-handed.
Left-handed. Took a real play out of Pittsburgh Steelers playbook last night on Monday Night Football.
Well, look how deep that Eisenberg had to go backwards, throws left-handed.
Again, Brown did the same thing last night.
Eckerson. Back to pass. This is that throw down the side.
Nice defense.
Great defense on Eckerson again.
Great defense by Malone. That was awesome coverage by him. Didn't use his hands, used his body to shield the player from the ball. Nice break up. And again, the problem what you have with Eisenberg is on that last play that we see, because he's such a big threat in the run game that you think he's going to run the reverse and just kills you with that big play.
Yeah, Eisenberg is senior. Back to pass. Has time, throws, complete. Incomplete. Good defensive play.
Malone with two back-to-back big-time stops. Ripped it out of his hands.
Yeah, Eckerson, it was thrown. Eckerson with that great size
He
went
had
up
the
for the
ball,
ball.
came down, and just ripped it out of his hands. Great job by Malone.
Textbook coverage.
Absolutely.
So now 3rd and long.
You got to watch a little trickery or guys going down the field.
Orioles on the first series had a lot of pressure put on Fine, but have given Fine a little bit of time to throw the football.
I would really watch this quarterback option right now, going out this.
Quick pass. And a first down. That's Eckerson again. This time they, instead of throwing downfield to Eckerson, they sort of a two-step drop. And
yeah.
throw. There's 1-2.
Yep,
Rose.
quick hits, little quick screen there.
And Samea made the tackle.
You got to watch Simonson on this wide side of the field now, Bruce. They got a lot of real estate going on here. 3 wide receivers wide to the right. Got to make sure they give nothing up big here. Defensive ends, quarterback option.
No, he's going to keep it. Fine.
And for the most part, the defense has been doing a great job on the option, that quarterback option right there on fine, keeping them bottled up.
And the linebacker, Ron Brown, making the tackle for the St. Louis Park Orioles on that play, only giving fine about a yard, and it's going to bring up a 2nd down, 9 to go.
And you just got to watch out for the setup, because sometimes these guys will set you up for the quarterback option, pitch it out to Simonson on the wide side of the field because we're around one. So this defensive end has to stay.
Eckerson to the far side, one-on-one coverage, and
Dropped it.
Eckerson did not catch.
Whoa.
Oh, he did. That was over his shoulder, and Eckerson coming up with the catch. Big-time receiver is Eckerson. Keith wants to look at this one again. Yeah, he held on to it.
Wow, he held on to it. Wow, nice catch by Eckerson.
And a nice throw, too, by Fine. Extra
This game
point.
far from over, Bruce.
Good.
Tuesday night shootout.
48-34.
Getting closer to 100. This is going to be one of those, Bruce, which I'm looking at, is one of those games is who can make a big defensive stance versus the other team that's going to change the momentum of this game.
I think that's right, Keith. And for Kennedy, you know, their goal obviously is to get to make this a 1-score game so that they have that opportunity. Right now, St. Louis Park wants to sort of stay up by 2 possessions if they can.
And again, I think these guys are going to kick the ball down the field, so they're backing up, just being smart now, backing up, you know. But you never know what Kennedy's going to do here.
Right.
They got him cheated up.
The minute you back up, they do that little pooch kick. Watch for right around that 30-yard line where they try and drop that ball.
And I'll watch out for the onside kick right now. Anytime they take this long in a huddle, you know something's funny going to happen. So I tell my players all the time.
Samea with hands on the near side, but they have a defensive end, Duncan Rayner, on the far side up front. There's a little pooch. And it's recovered by Kennedy.
I told you, anytime you take a little bit of time like that, and they just looked at the ball. Nobody even came close to the ball. They just looked at it.
Right, the closest player that time was Austin Nelson. And again, it took a short hop. Watch Nelson here.
And this is one of those game-changing momentum swings right now. Defense got to dig in, stop these guys. I told you, anytime they take a little, I would tell my players, anytime they take a little time in the huddle like that, something funny's going to happen.
We've only seen 1 punt in this football game. 4:39 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Kennedy trying to make this a 1-score game. Looking to maybe pass the ball to Simmons. Now he takes it and goes out of bounds at the 41, loss of a yard. Again,
nice outside containment by the Orioles there, Bruce, on that play. Not letting them get to the outside.
Keith, you and I did not see the game at Kennedy where, you know, he put up 340 yards, but when you're watching this game, you say St. Louis Park has made adjustments and done an outstanding job on Simmons.
Again, a short week making adjustments on this kid, keeping him contained. Park doing a great job on defense tonight, Bruce.
Again, loss in the leading tackler for the Orioles on the sidelines. And here's a quarterback keeper, Fine. Dives for about 4. Third down, 6 yards to go. And I would tell you, for the Eagles, this is 4-down territory.
Absolutely, 4-down territory again. Watching out for Simmons on this play right here. Watching out for a little trickery, but expect Simmons to get the ball on this 3rd down 6 right here. Quarterback keeper, Simpson's
I'd say watch for Eckerson, number 17. Back to pass, they throw.
Oh!
Incomplete. Closest player to the ball was Samea.
Samea almost had an interception there.
4th down. Eagles will go for here.
And this is huge. This is a huge play for Park right now. They can stop them. The game can change momentum all right here. We're talking about that big defensive stop right now, Bruce. And this is where Park needs to dig in. Watch out for Eckerson on the outside.
Eisenberg in the slot.
Eisenberg in the slot. Here comes the pass.
Rolling. A lot of time now. Pressure coming in.
Hold it.
No penalties. Thrown downfield and incomplete.
Wow. No holding. And there's that big defensive stop we've been talking about this whole entire game. Great job, Park. Kept himself poised. Quarterback scrambled, didn't hold down the field. There's a huge. There's right there. That's
takedown.
Takedown. Wow, they didn't even call it. Great job, Park, just being disciplined, poised, and way to stop Kennedy on the 4th down conversion.
Well, worried down on the other end, too, of maybe a little bump with the receiver and thinking that they miss a hold here and they're going to call an interference down on the other end, but no call. Good defense by the Orioles. They have the ball at the 35. And the give. This is Stafford. Breaks into the second.
Again. Oh, he's gone. This could be number 5 for the night for Stafford. And he is in the end zone for number 5, ladies and gentlemen, tonight.
He is amazing.
He is amazing. He says, Max Simmons, if you could do it last week, I can do it this week, baby. One more to go.
64 yards for Stafford.
Wow. Again, that's one of those things, Bruce, that defensive tired. Stafford to keep leaning on you like Shaquille O'Neal. Can't wrap him up, can't tackle him. He's going to get in that open field and score a touchdown. Great job, Park. Offensive line and great job run by Stafford.
Right after a big defensive stop by the Orioles, first play. Yeah, they don't put it up right after a big play. They can just run Stafford.
And we're almost at what was the score last week? 59-31, and we're 54-34 right, 54-34 right now. Close to the same numbers.
Here we go. Romero under pressure. Now he throws it to the corner of the end zone, incomplete. Almost caught in the corner. That was Nelson. So I think we're 2 of 8. How many? 8 touchdowns?
Yeah. Wow.
Again, we don't have a statistician tonight, so I'm not sure where Stafford is in yards, but well over 200 yards because he's had a 64-yard run. And
well, obviously you surpassed his 17 rushes for 175 yards last week.
74. So 138 on those 2 runs, and I think I'd have to say he's got 70 yards, so he's got to be right around 200 yards.
Great night for
in
this
offense.
kid.
Plus, he had a 57-yard reception, so 5 touchdowns in the game for Stafford. There we go. This is going to the out of bounds. Did he catch it inbounds?
That was a player on the sideline, I think. It's a player on the sideline.
Okay. Hey, but it's at the 35, so we did okay. We gained 10 yards from the last 2 kicks. So for the Orioles now, defensively, they want to make the Eagles sustain a long drive here and eat time off the clock.
Absolutely. Want to make it nothing deep down the field. Again, still containing Simons. Don't forget about him. You got Eisenberg in the slot over there on the left-hand side. Watch Eckerson over there, too.
There's that quick pass out.
And again, that's what we talked about.
Right, that Eisenberg.
Over there in the slot, little quick hitch. Picks up a good 10 yards.
And again, though, the Orioles doing a good job only allowing him, 10 yards. So going to keep the clock moving here at 3:21.
And the defense just has to be smart. What they've been doing the whole entire game. Contain. You know Kennedy's going to have to start passing the ball a little bit to get themselves back in this game.
Fine. Here's a quick pass. Eisenberg on the near side. Beats Michael Howard. Another good block as he cuts to the inside. Eisenberg, shifty, gets to the inside and finally tripped up.
And again, at some point in time, you're going to have to put double down on Eisenberg. We talked about that. That's a big threat. The kid has unbelievable speed, and he's made 4 or 5 big, giant plays on runs today. Eventually, you're going to have to put somebody out there to stop that kid.
This is a potent offense when you look at Max Simmons, number 20, the running back, and then you have Eckerson and Eisenberg as the wideouts. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's a tough team, and the Orioles have really done a good job to contain, but got to be careful here.
Eckerson lined out wide. Eisenberg in the slot.
Fine, here's a quick throw. This is Simmons. Simmons gets to the sideline, and he goes all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And again, we talked about an outside containment. Can't let that kid get to the outside. You can never forget where that kid is on the field. They're so concerned about that slot receiver and Erickson. I guarantee you on the wide side of the field that they forgot all about him. A little quick shovel pass out to him, touchdown.
Keith, but it took a minute and a half.
Yeah.
They're starting to heat up again now and scoring. We're almost up to 100 points
Wow.
in this game.
So we had one big defensive stop in this game, and the rest has been offense.
54-41, 95 points scored.
Wow.
Still 2:20 in the third quarter.
We haven't even got to the fourth quarter yet. Wow.
I wonder if the Timberwolves have this.
Exactly. I'm looking at a basketball score, not a football score.
We could almost get Tina on the mic, but she's just telling us what
Exactly.
to say here. Some of the stuff we have to pass on, though.
Exactly.
Onside kick. And fielded nicely. That's a tough ball.
That was a tough ball. That was a weird, funky-looking ball that got there. This kicker kicked some funky balls that are unpredictable, but nice job by number 23, Samaya, to go up for it to bring it down.
Boy, just one player on against 4 Eagles.
Exactly. It takes some guts to go out there and get that ball and come down with it.
And the Orioles with the ball on the 49-yard line again. So
Eagles trying to do everything themselves to get themselves back into this game, see what they can do on defense. The Parks Orioles have been pretty hot this game. Got Stafford.
Stafford breaks the tackle.
Almost got to lose again.
Right, but then he gets wrapped up.
By number 83.
Yeah, Keith, 83, just taking a look here. That's Torrance Gray, who second and 9. And they give Stafford. He's got room.
He got room.
Stafford breaks one tackle, stays on
down.
his feet, and now is out of bounds at the.
Oh, come on. And that's just unnecessary. And the referee has been throwing the flag all day. Keeps the flag in his pocket for what? Wow. No unnecessary reference on the sideline over there.
Yeah, the Orioles cannot afford to have Stafford go down. So.
No. With Lawson already down, they can't afford for him to go down. Kid's having a big night tonight. Keeping us cool, keeping us poised after all that. Great job.
I would say Trenton Stafford, save a copy of this DVD because this is going to go to colleges.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go, buddy. Stafford on his feet again, down on the 20.
Stumbling. And I've told you, Bruce, at the beginning of the season, since I've seen this kid in his first game, I love this kid. He's a down here, hard running, head down, grinder, will just lean on you all game long until he gets what he wants, and that's why he has the 5 touchdowns already in this game.
St. Louis Park now at the 20-yard line, and they'll let the clock take some time off the clock as we're down to 1 minute, 12 seconds and counting. St. Louis Park looking to get in the 60s. And they go to Stafford. Stafford is just going to stand up.
This big, strong kid. If your colleges out there, trust me, you might want to take a look at this kid. He's only a junior right now, but boy, oh boy, can this kid run the football.
He may need a breather.
He may need a breather.
He looks like he's looking to the sideline.
And I think the problem is Lawson was this guy who gave him the breather, but he's out of the game for the night, so he's not getting much of a breather this evening.
We may see Smith with the run here.
We haven't seen Romero much on our quarterback option, so we might look for that as well.
Let's see if Smith goes in motion for your favorite play. Nope. This is Romero.
And there again, the quarterback option right there.
And Romero is going to take it down to the 3. Now Romero, let's see if Stafford can get touchdown number 6.
Exactly. And boy, oh boy, does Romero use his eyes. Like I said, he uses his feet, his eyes, his hands, everything, looking guys off and making big plays down the field for his team. Sophomore, unbelievable sophomore sensation.
So now the Orioles bring the blocking guys in as they take Smith out of the game. And first down, goal to go from the 4-yard line. 11 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. This is Romero, and he's going to be tackled. Well, no, he wasn't. Breaks the tackle, now he goes down. The Orioles have had a lot of second and third chances.
But again, first down, running out the clock in the fourth quarter. You know, nothing may not came out of it, but nothing was hurt out of it either. Eating up at the clock, 54-41, fourth quarter. Great job, Park.
We'll be okay. I'm confident. We'll be okay.
14-14 that quarter, so St. Louis Park maintains a 2-touchdown lead. We're through 3 quarters. 54-41, don't leave us. We got some exciting fourth quarter of football left.
Absolutely.
We're back here for the fourth quarter. St. Louis Park with the football at the 10-yard line. Winner of this game goes on to face Southwest. That game, I believe, a Saturday afternoon game at 1 o'clock. I think that's at Minneapolis South. In motion, Romero rolls to the far side under pressure. Now cuts to the inside. He has the corner. Let's see, can he get there? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and almost a lift.
Touchdown!
Oh, there we go. Had to wait for that call.
You got an injured player over there from Kennedy. 2 injured players for Kennedy down.
Well, Stafford has 5 touchdowns. Romero with, I think, 3.
Wow.
2 running and
1 pass.
1 passing. So a couple passing. Great game for Romero.
And we're at 101 points, baby. And it ain't over yet.
60 points for the St. Louis Park Orioles.
I wonder,
What was
did
their,
they basketball team score that many points?
maybe next year. This year, still a rebuilding year, but I think they'll score 60. St. Louis Park's biggest output so far this season was 50.
What was the game when the homecoming game?
Homecoming game against Richfield, 50-13.
50-13.
Well, if they get the 2-point conversion here, they'd be a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from 70.
Again, like we talked about it, Bruce, earlier in the beginning of the game, it's tough to play a team that you just beat. You know, I've watched it, you know, during the series of Eden Prairie, Wayzata, you know, going back and forth, and to come back, and obviously the coaching staff has done a great job, you know, getting these guys ready for this ball game as they do not complete the 2-point conversion.
This is a team when we look at where they were last year at this time, and the games where they fought to score 7, maybe even 13 points.
Absolutely. To see them rack up 60 points on a really good Kennedy Eagles team, Bloomington Kennedy Eagles team is, you know, again, last game was 59 to 31, and
right,
they come
so
back.
St. Louis Park only had 31 points in that game. They've doubled that output.
Yeah. Again, got to give it up to the coaching staff, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, getting these boys ready to play this game on this Tuesday night. Up 60 to 41 in the 4th quarter.
Again, we have a lot of scoring left. There's still 11 minutes, 48 seconds to go here in the
Kick the ball down the field. Do not try the little whatever I don't even know what that play is called. Never seen it before.
We may want to try an onside kick here for the ball. You might as well take a chance if you're going to kick it out of bounds at the 45. They're that same kick. They're not changing the play.
What is that? I would like to ask the coach, what is that? Just tell me what it is. What are you trying to accomplish by it? I don't understand when you're up 60 to 41. Kick the ball down the field. I know that's the biggest threat are, you know, Eisenberg and what is his Erickson, but Jiminy Christmas.
I don't think I've ever seen a game like this where both teams on every possession has started from, except for one possession where St. Louis Park had it deep, every team has started from the 40-yard line or above. Starting field position has to be a record. Here's pressure by Fine, rolls out of it, but into more pressure.
Wow, more pressure by St. Louis Park's defense. Just keeping them contained, and that's what we talked about earlier. Those defensive ends are keeping them contained, keeping those boys corralled in the backfield, and great things can happen when you do that. A nice coverage around the field. When you see a play like that, Bruce, I call it a coverage sack. That means all the wide receivers were covered downfield, and he had nowhere to throw the ball.
Bunch of players in on that play. Kaplan, one of them. Trips to the near side. Again, watch for Eisenberg in the slot. Eckerson on the far side. Option is a keeper by Fine, and he's tripped up.
And again,
so another nice play by Ron Brown.
And you know, for these guys, this is 4-down territory. They're going to go for it on 4th down, being down 60 to 41 in the 4th quarter.
And again, it may not be a big crowd, but they're making a lot of noise out here. Here's a quick pass. Oh! Simmons is hit, and it's incomplete. He took a hit. Holy cow.
Kaplan had his number dialed up and said, "You are not getting that today." Wow. Is that a big-time play or what? Wow. Unbelievable play by Kaplan. That is amazing.
Zolli's had a great game defensively, but that was a huge play and a tough player, and he took him down. No time at all for Simmons to try and catch that ball and run with it.
And people are yelling, you know, he had no possession of the ball, so that's why it was an incomplete pass.
That was a good call, yes.
Yes, absolutely a good call. And again, now you got to watch out for Erickson and
you got both the guys on the near side. So they're gonna look left. There's no doubt about it in my mind.
Absolutely, they're gonna look left.
Oh no, they go right.
And he overthrows him. Nice defense. And again, there you go. We talked about another big 4-and-out for the Park defense. Because that's 2 of them. 2 big-time stops for the Park Orioles defense, and that is amazing.
Yeah, Tavian Malone doing a good job covering the receiver on that play. And again, Tavian Malone was in the best position. Did not want to intercept there because you intercept, you're going to lose yards. So St. Louis Park with great field position. They're going to get the ball at the 44-yard line.
And this is where you start taking your time, you know, making smart plays, milk the clock, but you know who they're going to give it to, my boy Stafford.
Just run that ball. You got the defense reeling. And here's Stafford.
Again, not a bad play. You know, I mean, people understand not a bad play. Get about 1 or 2 yards, but the clock keeps running.
I'd say, too, you run that 3 times, you're fine. You know, even if you have to punt the football, you get time off the clock. It'd be hard to think that Stafford will be stopped 3 times the way he's been running the football.
And this, again, this defense has been on the field an awful lot tonight. Time of possession has to be way in favor of the Orioles this evening.
I see the bus drivers riding around there while they're wondering.
Is the game over yet? Circling the wagon, circling the wagon.
So 9:40 and counting. St. Louis Park using up as much time as possible. Here's Stafford following the blockers, and he goes down. So we mentioned the defense is tiring. Got to mention Stafford tiring a little bit too.
And the unfortunate thing for these kids is they got to get up and go to school tomorrow.
That's right. They thought they'd be in bed about an hour ago.
Way past their bedtime. And that kid's going to wake up a little sore tomorrow with playing a great football game.
9:08. Let's see if the Orioles will put the ball up in the air here. Maybe have Romero just do one of his runs here too. Fake to Stafford and Romero run.
And if I'm Romero, I'm going to go after these DBs. These guys are tired right now.
Penalty flag. Does it delay a game? So now you can maybe take a chance and pull one downfield. Watch for Nelson. He's.
And I know we don't have the stats on Romero's passing, but I know for a fact that this whole entire game, he's thrown one bad pass in this whole entire game, and it was incomplete. But most of the time tonight, he's been right on the money. So I'm going to put the ball in my quarterback's hands and let him make a big play for me.
I should mention, too, Romero with 4 interceptions the last time these teams played, so he's really done a great job. This time they're going to just run Romero. Romero breaks one tackle and gets down to the 35. And I say you go for it here.
Yeah, you go for it here. You got Stafford in the backfield. You go for it here. If not, you're not giving up backfield possession. Nothing better, no worse than you've been doing all night already.
Orioles line up quick again. See if they run a quick play. Now under center, and they try and run Romero, and he did get a nice.
This kid is unbelievable.
That time he was stacked up, trying to go left,
kept his
spun
feet
to the right. That's right.
And if you watch him, he slid off to the right side of the center and kept his feet moving, picks up the first down.
And as the crowd says, it's a St. Louis Park
first down, baby. And it's great to see these fans out here enjoying a little good ball game by St. Louis Park tonight for the ones who showed up to support these boys.
A lot of these fans didn't get to cheer for them much last year, and this is
got Stafford. Can he go for 6? And Bruce, as we look at this game versus last week that we didn't see because we were doing the Vanille game, it seems like it's just the opposite of what
it is.
It just flipped. That's all it did. You got Stafford for 5 touchdowns, almost scoring 6, and Matt Simmons scoring 6 last week. It's amazing.
And there's Stafford. Here he goes. Is he in? No, he's just close.
I think his coach is like, we want a little payback today. Want to give you guys a taste of your own medicine. But great job by the offensive line and great job by Stafford, because you know that kid has to be tired tonight.
I'm drafting him next week for fantasy football.
Exactly.
High school
fantasy football.
There he is.
There he is. And that's number 6, baby. Rack it up. It's number 6 for Stafford for the night. His mom or dad better go get him some Dairy Queen, some ice cream or something, because this boy has played an unbelievable game of football tonight.
And as I mentioned, if you're Stafford, You're going to get a copy of this
Hey,
DVD.
they send it to every college in the country. If you're not watching or listening, mom or dad.
Hey, we're going for one here. Try and make it a. That's
And it's good.
67-41. I have to say, these Orioles, we're not going to see any subs, I don't think, come into this game. I think we're going to see the Orioles try and see if they can put 70 on the board.
Yeah. Wow. Got 7 minutes and 8 seconds to go. You never know.
Well, that's a good point. Now, at this point, does Stafford go on the bench, save them for the next game, and
Again, because you don't want to take the chance that you did with Lawson earlier and get him hurt and not have him for the next game. You guys that makes absolute sense to me.
Again, but you didn't feel safe to do it at that point because the way Kennedy scores points and the way
Exactly.
this game's going, it's still a 2-touchdown, 3-touchdown game. Now it's getting to, as we hit 26 points. Let it go now. That's going to go out of bounds again.
Again, we've seen every aspect of their
How
game.
frustrated are you getting
I am
on
so
that?
frustrated right now, Bruce. We've seen every aspect of their game. Their offense has played good. Their defense played good. What is going on with the kicking game? Somebody explain that to me. Just swift kick it. Kick it down the field, something. Quit doing that same play. Something. Makes no sense.
It's all right, Keith.
Great job. Thank God they got a good defense.
There's that pass to
Oh,
Eisenberg off the fingertips, and
And Malone closing in on that. And again, you got to give it up to St. Louis Park's defense. They're playing, there's 41 points on the ball, but again, they gave up 59 points last week versus this team, and they're doing an unbelievable job tonight, containing Simmons and Eisenberg and Erkerson and the guys that have made the big plays against them last week. So we got to give it up to their defense.
well, they kept, Stafford's been a busy guy, but one of his jobs is punting the football, and he's gotten a break on that end of it. There's a pass.
Holding, and that's coming
side,
back.
and we're going to have a penalty flag, and it's going to go against the Eagles. Number 11, Sinner, was a receiver on the play. I think St. Louis Park will take the penalty here. They call.
Illegal man down the field, they call him. And Kennedy's coach over there saying he was 3 yards down the field. So no matter what, the Stripes has always got the final decision, and it's going backwards.
These guys have called their share of penalties in this game.
And we
they've
wonder
gotten
why
an
this game,
earful.
we looked at our clocks and this game is going long because we've had a lot of penalties in this game. That kind of takes.
I may have to see if they can stop for a potty break here pretty soon.
Exactly.
Paul's saying maybe they have automatic shut-off of lights after 3 hours here. Here's a pass to the near side over the head of Eisenberg.
And again, defensive line, Alex Curry still getting pressure on the quarterback. Great job.
Kennedy's been in a number of these type of games, giving up a lot of points this season. But again, you still have to, playing a team, the defense like that, you still have to capitalize and make the plays. And St. Louis Park has not turned over the ball in this game. They've done a great job protecting the football and converting on their drives.
And if you really think about it, the plays that Kennedy have made today have been big, giant, enormous gains to keep them in this ball game. They just haven't had the ball for that long in this ball game whatsoever.
Here's a run to the near side by Simmons and another flag.
Another hold coming back.
Keith, I've been doing this for 35 years, and because I have a bad memory, I don't know how many points is the most that I've seen scored by the St. Louis Park Orioles, but I think this is number one. I think
number one.
67 points. I don't think I've ever seen the St. Louis Park Orioles put up 67 points in a football game in my 35 years of announcing. And so...
How many touchdowns was ever scored by one player from St. Louis Park is the question.
I have to say in the games I've announced, this breaks the record as well, too. When I looked at the stats from the last game, when I saw 6 touchdowns by Simmons, 300.
Hey, who's that guy right there? 35 years announcing. And
Thanks,
you
guys.
finally get to 67 points. Stafford run for 6 touchdowns. Thought we'd never see that, but Park's putting it together tonight for us. Another entertaining show by these guys.
This makes it all worthwhile for my 35th year, seeing the Orioles perform like they performed, knowing that they're a young team with another year to go. I'm going to be looking forward to next year with Stafford and Romero and all these guys coming back. And we talk about the seniors on this team as the St. Louis Park Orioles come up with the stop.
And that's 3 in a row for these guys, mind you, Bruce. 3 stops in a row for this Park defensive squad. So that's great for those guys.
The seniors on that offensive line, Joe Warner, DJ Wilkinson, and Rhett Piper playing in their last home game here. And all the seniors playing their last home game. What a way to perform on your last home game here at St. Louis Park.
And now I think they're taking Stafford out of the game and bringing number 5 in for Stafford. Let him rest himself, get him ready for the next week game.
Howard's a receiver, so I think they're going to play Smith in the backfield.
So Stafford's out of the game. Good call. We just talked about that earlier. When we're going to take him out of the game. Well, they are right now.
He's like, Coach, put me back in. I may have some records here to break.
Some long time records. Is that him?
Maybe. Nice play by Smith as he goes down at the 22. And as we mentioned, this defense has been on the field a long time, and the St. Louis Park offensive line has muscled their way in there
and done a great job tonight. I mean, for a running back to have 6 touchdowns, and for Romero to have how many touchdowns? 2, 3 touchdowns tonight, whether it's passing or running, it means your offensive line are sustaining their blocks and doing a great job. And yes,
260 yards rushing for Stafford in this game. We just got word, and 1 touchdown shy of the state record.
And I think he would probably be player of the week for some. I'll put that out there for Randy Shaver or one of these guys in high school football, because that's an unbelievable job.
Well, and I wonder if the coaching staff, because I think one of the coaches went down with the clipboard, and my guess is if they get down to the 2-yard line, will they bring Stafford back in to give him a shot here?
Absolutely give that kid a shot. He deserved it. He's worked his butt off this whole entire game. I know it's 5 minutes and 20 seconds left, but why not go for the record? State record. Come on, Coach, put me back in the game. I got a little bit more in the tank.
He still has his helmet in hand on the sidelines. We'll see.
Hey, you got to start cheering. Stafford, Stafford.
This is Smith. If he can go down at the 1-yard line and give Stafford an opportunity.
Put the kid in the game. This is where he shines
Put me
anyway.
in, coach.
And it looks like Smith's a little banged up on that play right now anyway. Looking a little funny. You want to keep him healthy as well.
And the coaches, you know, if they don't put him in, you can understand too, because here's a guy that is so valuable to their team over the next, not only the next game, but next season. And the fans are trying to get the coach's attention.
And again, it's one of those things. If Stafford's out of the game, you eventually take Romero out of the game because he's the integral part of your offense too. He's the quarterback. So at this point in time, you would take them both out of the game. If you're going to take one or another, take them both out.
There's Smith. He's got room to the outside. Is he going to get in? And touchdown, Orioles. They may have another chance. There's still 4 minutes to go.
Take that. 59 watts.
Does the coaches know is the question? They really, I wonder if they really know if is he one more touchdown away from the state record.
So, you know, Keith, you know, it's a question whether they knew and you know, if they did, would they take a timeout and have their player go down near the 1 yard line or not? But, I think this is the way to play it.
Hey, look at that.
That was a nice kick.
That's a nice kick. Yeah. Hey.
You play soccer.
That, he can kick off, too.
He can kick off, though.
Yeah, he can. I don't know.
74-41.
Wow.
They have a shot at 80, but I don't know that they'll. So the Orioles 1 touchdown away from 80 points. Nothing to lose now to just kick it.
Yeah.
Because even if they score a touchdown, you'll get the ball back.
And we just heard somebody in the crowd say that this kid is actually a soccer player and can actually kick it down the field. So my question is,
Well,
why aren't they kicking
you
it
can
down?
see from that extra point that he kicked, he's got a leg. He can kick the ball. I think they've been just working on something that hasn't worked. But
Exactly.
I guess that's the only way to put it.
You can't even explain it, can
Okay,
you?
no, I can't. There it goes.
Look at that! Hey!
Oh, Eisenberg at the 1. There you go. Oh, that's okay. He's not going to go very far. And Kennedy has not had a possession at their 12-yard line before.
He can actually kick the ball. Yeah!
And that was really,
You know,
to his credit, it wasn't his plan. He was able to let it go that time, and that was a great kickoff.
that's the only thing I've complained about this entire game because everything else they've done has been great. And now they show us that they can actually kick the ball. Wow.
Keith. We got Keith excited there.
Yes, absolutely excited. I've never been excited for a kicker to actually kick a ball.
Catch by Eisenberg, defended by the Orioles. The Orioles have tightened up in the second half defensively.
Absolutely. 3 stops in that. They've had 3 stops on Kennedy's offense in a row, and that's huge. And we talked about it, Bruce, that what defense was going to step up and make the stops and keep these guys off the board. And so for 3 possessions, they've left Kennedy off the board, which is big time for Park's defense. And the offense have obviously got great big dividends from that by scoring touchdowns.
Eckerson with the catch on the far sideline. Looks like it's going to be just shy of first down. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. And we're down to 3 minutes, 11 seconds. 115 points in this game. There's a throw over the head. Clock stops, and let's see if Kennedy goes for it here on 4th down and 1. Keith is hoping they go for it and don't get it.
Yeah.
See if
Put Stafford back in the game. I see him down there. I see Romero has a headset on, so he may be done for the evening.
coach is not wanting really to run up the score, or at this point, if Kennedy, if they get the ball back, you you don't want to run up to score, and you really don't want to take a chance of injuring a player.
Exactly.
So fans want to stop here. There's that throw to the far side. It's complete for a first down. Eckerson, who's had a good game tonight.
And Kennedy with the timeout with 3:02 left to go.
Clock stops on a first down, and there's a pitch,
Oh,
fumble.
the fumble.
And let's see, will the Orioles get it?
Kennedy recovers the ball.
Eli, see you hoping for that little ray of hope that the Orioles got the ball and get down to the 1 or 2 yard line. So second down, 15 yards to go. Quick pass. Eckerson fumbles. Out of bounds. Two hours, 45 minutes since the start of this
And
football
Sam
game.
Miller's been playing, has had an unbelievable game tonight for the Orioles as well. We haven't mentioned his name a lot, but he's playing an unbelievable game.
There's a quarterback keeper. And Kaplan once again steps up, makes the play.
Well, Kaplan's had a phenomenal game tonight against these Eagles.
Fourth down, and the punting unit coming on for Kennedy. Interesting call here.
And who's
They've,
the
the
backup?
team who's called a lot of onside kicks too.
Yeah. Hey, you got to watch out for the fake here.
Yeah, I think he's going to run the ball.
Yep.
This is Eisenberg
Yep.
at the speed. And we're going to get timeout. Although Eisenberg there's their punter, and he's Eisenberg has that running style side-footed kick. So when he punts the ball, so sometimes it's hard to tell whether he's going to run or kick the ball.
Kick the ball.
It'll be interesting to see if the Orioles will just down the football when they get the ball back.
Looks like Jamal Brown will be coming into the game for Romero as he's warming up on the sideline. Number 8.
Michael Howard back for the St. Louis Park Orioles, and he'll stand at about the 45-yard line. There's a fake by Eisenberg. And the Orioles
Not falling for it.
change of possession, 1:37 remaining, Orioles football. Orioles got to make sure they get enough guys on the field here. So the ball on the 34-yard line. And the Orioles will take a timeout.
You're up 74-41 with 37. What's the reason to take the timeout is my question.
Just say if you get down to the 1 yard line, stop.
Stop.
They won't do that. They would not run Stafford.
No,
this play.
Stafford's done for the night. The kid got his shine on tonight. You got to be proud of him. And Bruce, the interesting thing is what we didn't talk about tonight is Stafford usually plays a lot of defense, but didn't have to play much defense tonight. So it probably kept him a little bit fresher on the offensive side of the game, and that's probably why he had a huge, bigger night than he usually does when he's playing.
And I'd say the way Romero ran the ball too, as a quarterback, the way he could run and find his holes, he did such a great job to help alleviate some of the pain of having Lawson out of the game.
Absolutely. And you got to understand, what we want to do, talk about and lean on that again, is like you said earlier in the game, Romero, the last game, had 4 interceptions. He had no interception this game, no turnovers, had big passes down the field with his hands and his feet. Unbelievable.
They don't want this game to get over. We got a timeout by the Eagles, timeout by the Orioles, now timeout by the Eagles. And
what are we doing here?
Stafford.
It's past my bedtime, guys.
Coming into this game, Stafford had 729 yards, 10 touchdowns, 6 two-point conversions, and 260 gets them right about 989. So,
wow.
Almost 1,000-yard rusher. And again, that's having 3 running backs on the team. So, it's not like he's been the only back to run the football. The last game he did rush for 17 rushes for 175 yards against this team.
Yeah.
So 175 and 260 back-to-back games. Great job, Stafford. And your offensive line. Orioles are going to kneel the football. And they're going to get a... I'm not sure why Kennedy would even take a timeout here with... Really, at this point,
what's the purpose of
why take a timeout? You're down by 33 points. I know you're trying to maybe tell your team, we're not going to give up in this football game, but this is
reality is reality.
It's time. The Orioles, knowing that the Orioles are just going to take a knee here. And if you want the Orioles to throw the ball, they'll bring their players back in. So I want to take time to, again, wish the seniors the best on their careers as final game here at home for the St. Louis Park Orioles. They'll advance to play Minneapolis Southwest in the semifinals at South. That game on Saturday, I believe, at 1 o'clock. Again, if you're watching this game and you have nothing to do, or even if you have something to do, this is a great time to go support your St. Louis Park Orioles and for a great season that the Orioles have had.
And again, we can't say enough to Ben White and the preparation on the short week that he had with these guys after losing to these guys in the first game last Wednesday, and coming back and putting things together for these guys. Unbelievable job by the coaching staff.
Coach Wolf and assistant coaches Ewald, Richardson, Spriggs, McClure, Foster, Fearing. Great job, and congratulations to the athletic director Andy Ewald on great year for your football team. And timeout, St. Louis Park. I wonder if they're just going to bring the seniors off the field, or what are they doing here?
Oh, it's 4th down. They're going to punt it.
Well, we do know both teams are out of timeouts here.
Between the timeouts and the flags,
I say just maybe they run. Maybe they decide to just run the ball here, take a chance. I think they're gonna maybe put it up. Could see a passing play here. Nope. We got a penalty here. So that's going to keep the clock stopped. If you're on the side of the you're on the Kennedy side of the field, you're saying, let's just
be done with this.
Let's be done.
Let's
Let's not extend this game. Let's just get done. And if I'm Kennedy, I just take a knee and say we're done. And I do that if I'm St. Louis Park.
And it's a runoff. It should just be a runoff now.
So a 15-yard penalty, and
Should be some time right off this clock as well.
not an automatic first down. So, so they're going to give the ball back to Kennedy at 31 seconds. In the old days when I started, they used to have cassette tapes, and so the tapes lasted about an hour per cassette. They usually bring like 2 cassettes. They would have been a little nervous here. They got onto the 3rd cassette.
And that's the game. Finally, 3 hours later, ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute, 9:59, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, and the game is finally over.
Keith, it feels like New Year's Eve with that
Exactly.
countdown. You might see me singing Old Lang Syne.
Exactly.
You know, I had so much fun. It was fine letting this game run overtime.
Yeah.
You know, 74 points put up on the board by the St. Louis Park Orioles.
And it's great to see you out here, Bruce, support your team 35 years and actually watching them break some records. 74 points on the board, watching Stafford run with 6 touchdowns. Can't get any better for you, I believe.
It's great. And, you know, and great for the seniors on this team
Yes.
and the coaching staff to know that there's a bright future for this team next year as well, too. So
I'll be looking out for Smandy Shaver to make sure the Stafford's player of the week, or I'll be a little upset.
that's right.
I'm gonna have to give him a phone call. He coaches one of my son's basketball team, so we may have to have a few words.
Well, and just to think that what are the odds of seeing one running back run for 340 and 6 touchdowns one week and come back to see the
Other running back do it.
back do 6 touchdowns and 240 yards. So an amazing, amazing game again for the St. Louis Park Orioles, and to be able to avenge a loss like they did to Kennedy and come out with that big victory. So.
Absolutely.
Well, again, I think we've gone overtime here. We don't have Kadia on the field to do an interview with Coach Wolf, but I'm sure Coach Wolf has to be very pleased as his coaching staff did a great job on a short week of preparation to come back and be ready for this football game.
Absolutely.
And Keith, they can kick the football.
They can kick the football. I'm happy now. They ended it with a kick. I'm happy now.
Again, if I recapped all the scoring, we'd be here till midnight, so we're not going to do that. But again,
a record-breaking night, Bruce. That's all we can say about tonight. Record-breaking evening.
yeah, congrats to all the seniors on this team and wishing them the best of luck on their careers. They still have another game, but this was their last home game here from St. Louis Park. And again, if this is our last game of the year, Keith, I want to say it's been a pleasure as always working with you.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Bruce. It's always a pleasure working with you guys. It's always a blast, and it's just great watching these guys finish their last game of the season at home with a 74-point game.
So on behalf of our staff, Paul Broden, our camera people, Keith Williams, I'm Bruce Hoberman. Final score 74 for St. Louis Park, 41 for the Bloomington Kennedy Eagles as the St. Louis Park Orioles advance to the 3-5A semifinals. So long here from St. Louis Park as the Orioles sing their royalty song. We will leave you so long here.
Good night.